All right, ladies and gentlemen, here we are, Slick Vic and myself. We've had a hell of a weekend.
Yep. Sorry.
So
Please.
basically, since Friday, we've been partying down, and so we need a little shades. Our future's so bright that we have to wear sunglasses for this one.
Woo!
But anyway, welcome back to Wrestling with Power. I'm Mr. Mosley, joined as always by the incomparable Slick Vic.
In the flesh.
There he is. And there's all kinds of stuff going on. We've had SmackDown, we've had the Hall of Fame, we had not one of WrestleMania last night. Not two of WrestleMania is starting here in just a couple of hours, I think. So as of this recording right now, pretty much over half of everything is behind us. And then we also have Raw to look forward to here in a couple of days, which is why we're coming here now on Sunday, because we've just had so much to do. And there's a cat. It's been a while since we had a run in.
He never bothers me when I podcast, but here he is right now. Like, hey, what's going on?
Yeah, it's probably too late for him most of the time. I'd say he probably pretty lively right now during the day. But yeah, hopefully everybody's enjoying WrestleMania. We're going to talk about it, but we're going to start today with some SmackDown. And here in a little bit, I actually did a interview yesterday with Kristen, our friend Kristen. Big fan of the show, friend of mine and Slick Vic's. And we have done an interview. I talked to him about his experiences going to WrestleMania, and he's been to 3 of them. And it turned out really good. And ideally, what we're probably going to do is include that in this episode at the end of this episode, because this episode won't be like full length, right? Normally we go about 2 hours, but we're chopping it up. So that's the plan right now. Memories of Mania Part 1 featuring Kristen to follow. But first, let's talk some SmackDown.
Shall I take it away?
Take it and run with it. Just take it as far as you want, Slick Vic.
SmackDown coming at you April 17th from Las Vegas, Nevada. We see several wrestlers arriving, including Randy Orton and Pat McAfee, who encounter Nick Aldis, who gives Pat the agreement. I guess which meant, nobody can touch Pat McAfee.
Yeah.
And then Randy makes his way to the ring. He says he doesn't need Pat, but wants him because he's a straight shooter. He says the same thing where he is allowed to be the OG Randy Orton, which he's been saying for multiple weeks now. And then he goes through some of Cody and his history, including Orton helping him face Solo, and Cody gifting Kevin Owens a title shot. And all Cody does is take. But Randy's going to take the title at WrestleMania. Pretty good fiery babyface promo from Randy. Good stuff. Randy leaves, gets back into his Dodge Ram with Pat, and they leave. By the way, Dodge Ram sponsoring WrestleMania, so that makes sense. Corey Graves says if the voices in his head sounded like Pat McAfee, he'd want to kick himself in the head too. And that was the opening segment of Friday Night SmackDown, which leads us to our first match. We don't have a lot of matches to cover tonight on SmackDown. Tonight was actually a very short episode of SmackDown. We have the MFT versus the Wyatt Six in an 8-man street fight. So Tongaloa is not involved in this match, and neither is Nikki Cross, but they're both here at ringside, so they get involved nonetheless. Tonga came off like a beast. Gacy and Loomis are fantastic together. Eric Rowan with his dive was quite the sight. This was mayhem and fun, which is exactly how it should be. Lots of action, and people got to shine. The MFT go over when Solo spikes Howdy. which steals the thunder from Tama Tonga. It looked like Tama Tonga was getting ready to finish the job, but Solo, sticks his thumb into place, so to speak. Anyways, Mr. Mosley, happy WrestleMania, by the way. This is our Super Bowl. Happy WrestleMania to you and to all. But I'd like to get your thoughts on this opening segment with Randy Orton and this 8-man tag match.
So I thought the opening segment with Orton was good. Like you said, good fiery promo. I think it's hilarious that nobody likes Pat McAfee. Like usually, Corey would be on sometimes he tends to be on the heel side of things, you know what I'm saying? But he's even like, screw that guy. The match, I think you called this. I think that you said this was going to be a SmackDown match weeks and weeks ago. I wanted it to be on WrestleMania. But, I guess it's not, and they're still feuding, and I'm so confused. I don't know where they're going with this, but the match was okay. The match was good. I think obviously we're still on the road to the dissension here within the MFT. But I'm a Tama fan. He's become my favorite so far.
He hasn't done that in a while. He should.
Yeah, he gave that up. I think I had that soundbite at one point, didn't I?
Did you? If you did, let's hear it, man, because I would love to hear some Tama Tonga right now if you got it queued up.
Well, I'm not sure I have it anymore, Slick Vic, because I think that I tell you what, I'll get it right now. Let me try to find it. And
I was going to say, give me something. Give me some. It doesn't have to be Tama Tonga. It could be Leahy. It could be whatever. Give me something.
Well, like I said, I had all the sounds on here, and then I kind of got rid of some that we weren't using very often. So I don't think I have it at all here, but yeah, I'll give you something. We'll get a soundbite out of this.
Fucking bullshit!
Woo! All right.
Yeah.
So R-Truth and Damian Priest are in the back. Truth says some stuff, but basically they have a tag team match tonight. I mean, I don't know what Truth said. We see a video with The Miz and Maurice where they renew their wedding vows, but Danhausen crashes the wedding and he curses Maurice, and Maurice ends up getting thrown into the wedding cake. Fun stuff. I had fun with this. I thought it was hilarious. Good stuff. So, and then they follow this up with a very, very emotional video on Royce Keys where he talks about how he lost his mother and how wrestling is his dream. This was really heavy. I don't know if you caught this part, Mosley, but it was very heavy. And then a police car rolls up into the arena and Jacob Fatu comes out of the back of it. He gets on the hood and then cuts a promo from on top of the police car hood. He says he wasn't embarrassed about being cuffed last week, and he says he's going to dog walk Drew McIntyre at WrestleMania. Jacob does a really good job here, especially when he's talking in his softer tone. Jacob actually comes off very aggressive, even when he's speaking soft, like you believe this man. Good stuff. All right, there's a lot of coverage there, man. There's R-Truth and Damian Priest and The Miz and Maurice and Danhausen and a police car and Jacob Fatu. Any musings to what we just covered, to what I just covered?
So I liked the Jacob Fatu entrance with the police car and the promo he cut. I thought it was great. When I seen it, I'm like, this is how he should come out at WrestleMania. We know now that's not how he came out. He still had a pretty cool entrance at Mania though, but I really liked that. I thought it was neat. Good stuff. Always loved Danhausen. He's, still not old to me yet. He's always fun backstage. I don't really know what R-Truth was doing either, so I don't have anything to say about him. And what am I missing here, Slick Vic? Which one?
You covered it all. We talked about Damian Priest and R-Truth, the wedding video between The Miz and Maurice and Danhausen, and the police car with Jacob Fatu. So let's move along.
All right, cool. Yeah.
Backstage, Charlotte and Alexa are hyped for their match tonight, and they're calling themselves friends now? This is news to me. R-Truth and Damian Priest versus the New Day, which is now comprised of Kofi and Grayson Waller. Nothing really to say here, really. I mean, Truth and Priest do the 5-knuckle shuffle and they go over. That's all. Not much to say here. I mean, if you have more thoughts, I'd love to hear them, but I'll hear them in a second. Because after this, Jade Cargill comes out with Michin and in B-Fab. Rhea Ripley immediately interrupts. Rhea says Jade is scared and Rhea is going to embarrass her. And then Jade says Rhea wishes she was her and then calls the whole locker room weak. Yeah. Rhea calls her a fake ass. You know, the version I saw censored that last bit. And then Solo Sikoa's in the back, and he says the Wyatt Six are finished, and he hypes Tala Tonga to win the Andre the Giant Battle Royal tonight. Mr. Mosley, I've talked too much. Please interject.
Man, I wish I had more to say. I don't really have a whole lot through this this bit right here, but what was the first thing that you talked about there? Because I've lost track of the segments at this point.
There was a quick backstage interaction between Charlotte and Alexa where they're talking about their friends.
They go over that. And then
R-Truth and Damian Priest versus the New Day.
Yeah, there was something there that I was gonna say, and now I've already forgot it.
And then Jade Cargill with her cronies versus Rhea Ripley, who came out solo.
Yeah, I don't know. I had something, and it's already gone, Slick Vic. There was something you said that I was going to comment on there. Now.
And Solo Sikoa's in the back with the Wyatt Six, and he hypes Tala Tonga and the Andre the Giant Battle Royal. Moving on.
You know what? I mean, screw Tala Tonga. I don't like him. He's not. Has he sold you yet?
You know, I thought his performance in that 8-man tag match was pretty good because it took all of them together to beat him. And you know, I've talked very highly of Gacy and Loomis. I've also talked very highly of Eric Rowan. Yeah. So they had their working boots on tonight, especially Eric Rowan. He took a dive through the ropes for like a man who was like 6'8", 6'9". Impressive.
I like seeing Eric Rowan out there because, you know, we've been watching it forever, so we remember when he had his big run initially, and
yeah,
I kind of want to see more of him. I feel like we don't see him enough, really.
Do you remember when Eric Rowan was managing Daniel Bryan? He used to come out every week with a different metal T-shirt.
I don't.
As you can tell by, you know, some of the background stuff here, I was a huge fan of those segments, because every week Eric Rowan would come out with a different metal T-shirt, and it was like awesome. I'm like, who's he gonna come out with? Who's he gonna come out with this week? He came out with a Blind Guardian T-shirt one week. I was like, yes, that's my favorite band.
I can't say that I remember that fondly, especially not as fondly as you do, Slick Vic. But yeah, that's pretty cool.
It's funny because like a lot of the bands that he was representing would like share like WWE's posts from that week because he was wearing their T-shirt.
Oh yeah.
Good stuff.
Sweet.
Anyways, we have Tiffany Stratton versus Jordan Grace in a #1 contendership for the women's U.S. title. All right. When was the last time we saw Jordan Grace? When they fed her to Jade Cargill?
Yeah, I think so. And that's pissed me off. We haven't seen her in a while.
Okay. Yeah. So Grace hits some power moves like an electric chair drop on the ropes, a package power bomb, and Tiffany uses her athleticism to reverse some moves, hits a springboard stunner. Grace does an interesting looking headbutt barrage while tying Tiffany in the ropes, which I thought looked kind of cool. But in the end, Tiffany goes over with the prettiest moonsault ever. So match. I thought Tiffany was already gonna face Julia, but I guess I was wrong.
Yeah.
And then
I would have rather it went the other way.
Okay, fair enough. Trick Williams comes out and he says no jokes tonight, which, you know, coming up you're gonna see some jokes. Trick is mad about what Sami Zayn did to his little Yachty. Says he wants to fight Sami now. He comes out with a guy in a gingerbread outfit. Trick cuts a babyface promo about how he's going to beat Sami Zayn at Mania. He gets a lot of cheers for it too, by the way, because Sami Zayn does finally come out and he gets the boo birds. And Sami acknowledges it. And they talk for a while. They talk for a great deal, actually. Sammy says he was impressed with Trick when he debuted, but now he's a little punk rookie. As mentioned, it went on too long, in my opinion, but Trick looked good. Trick sounded good. And they eventually fight. And Sammy Haluva kicks the guy in the gingerbread costume. Mr. Mosley, please tell me how you thought of Tiffany and Jordan and Trick and Sammy and the gingerbread man. Most importantly, the gingerbread man.
The gingerbread man spot was my favorite spot of the night. It was good. Like I said about Tiffany and, that whole look, Tiffany Stratton, I understand. She's good. She's good in the ring. But I wish that match had went the other way. That's just me. Personal preference. Maybe call it a personal preference. But I mean, Jordan Grace is, at least in the ring, light years ahead of Tiffany Stratton. So I don't think that was the right call. And that's all I got, man. Gingerbread. We need more gingerbread, man.
All right. So Charlotte and Alexa versus Lyra and Bayley. Never mind, because Nia Jax and Lash Legend come out and they lay out everybody.
Yeah.
And then the main event. Well, this is the main event match, so to speak, which is the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal. Man, how many, going back, this has been going on since 2014 at WrestleMania 30. How many stars has this Andre the Giant Battle Royal made? A whopping 0?
Yeah, I literally remember Big Show winning it and Cesaro winning it.
Yep.
That's it. That's all I remember. But
Cesaro
the thing is,
the first one.
This should have been at Mania. I understand that maybe it's lost a lot of its popularity, and that's why maybe they're doing it on SmackDown now. But come on, dude. Like, Mania isn't long enough that you can't slot this in there.
I made the mistake of watching last year's Andre the Giant Battle Royal because WWE's YouTube channel recently uploaded it the same day, and I thought I clicked the most recent one. No, I ended up clicking last year's, and I was looking at, and while I was watching it, it was kind of funny because you have you got Ludwig Kaiser, you got Tyler Bate, you got Pete Dunne, you got Chad Gable. They're all they're not wearing their masks. They're not in the Americano gimmicks.
Yeah.
And then Karrion Kross is there. Andrade is there. In 1 year, so much of the WWE landscape has changed.
Yeah. Big time, yeah.
Yeah.
You don't realize it until you go back and watch something like that.
Right. This is just 1 year ago. It's not like I'm going back 10 years. I'm going back 1 year.
Yeah. Yeah. Crazy.
And anyways, the main event, the Andre the Giant Battle Royal. So Royce Keys gets an entrance. Joe Hendry gets an entrance. And the fans are singing and waving when Joe Hendry comes out. And then the best part of this Rumble, in my opinion, was Hit Wilson tripped over the Pro and Johnny Gargano and gets eliminated with a hilarious spot. Fucking good stuff. There's a luchador named Psycho Clown who rips his own face off. I mean, he's got a mask, but he's ripping the face off the mask to reveal another face on the mask. Mm-hmm. But it's cool. It's good shit. Joe Hendry gets his taunt in before being eliminated by Aleister Black. By the way, Aleister Black probably eliminated the most people in this match. And Tala Tonga dumped a bunch of people out as well. And then everyone gangs up on him, but it doesn't succeed. And then the match ends with Royce Keys, Tala Tonga, and Otis. Can you guess? Did you think Otis won this match? Don't get me wrong. Otis is fun. But no, it was Royce Keys. Royce Keys won I guess it would be the 2026 Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal. I hope he goes on to bigger and brighter things. Because that video they showed us earlier was very emotional. And I hope, good stuff. I hope good things come to Royce Keys, Powerhouse Hobbs. Anyways, Mr. Mosley, did you watch the Andre the Giant Battle Royal?
Yes. And Royce Keys, his backstory is good. It's good stuff. And we need it here in WWE. He touched on it when he was in AEW, but obviously we don't cover AEW. So, I mean, and that's been years ago anyway. So, It's good though, and he's got a good backstory to kind of get that personal attachment, that emotional attachment to him and his journey and everything. And I'm glad he won. But as we mentioned a few moments ago, I don't think winning this is going to do anything for him because it doesn't do anything for anyone. I would just about rather Joe Hendry won this. Would have been cooler because I think that it would have put over the match, the award itself for some, you know what I'm saying? Like, this is not an award that puts over who wins it.
No.
But if somebody like a Joe Hendry would have won it, I think it would have made it more important in a way, in an odd way. Like, he would have put over the award by winning it more so than a Royce Keys. But yeah, Royce Keys deserves it. He deserves to be out there now, and I'm glad that they slotted him into this. I think that he was the most deserving out of all of them. But as far as making a memorable moment or, having this Andre the Giant trophy thing to have any kind of importance, I'm not sure that was the right choice.
Well, thus concludes the SmackDown before WrestleMania. Would you like to go over the Hall of Fame? Would you like to go over night one? Go ahead. You have the floor.
We're going to talk about this in chronological order because the Hall of Fame was after SmackDown on Friday. Obviously, it didn't start till 12 o'clock a.m. Well, technically 11:59 is when it fired up, but, who's counting? The Hall of Fame, we're just going to, talk our thoughts on this. We're not going to go over everything about it because I think it can be summarized fairly quickly. Stephanie McMahon's induction was the longest part of the entire night. That should have been cut way down. Her daughters, it was cool to have her daughters there. It was really cool to have Linda McMahon up there to induct Stephanie. But my God, their speeches went on forever. They needed 3 to 4 minutes apiece would have been completely fine, especially considering that Steph's speech herself, which was really good, went on for a little while. I enjoyed probably more than anything Demolition. I thought Demolition had a great speech. It wasn't too long. It wasn't overdone or underdone. It was perfect. That was my favorite moment of the night, seeing those guys up there. Acknowledging their family and everything was really cool, really touching. AJ Styles was quick and to the point. I don't think he had much time by the time he got up there because he was the last guy up there. Dennis Rodman, I don't understand a fucking word Dennis Rodman said. I think he was heavily on the libations this night. But he said something about somebody, I think he was talking about his mom or somebody, that she was sick. And he got emotional during that. But I didn't because I couldn't understand what he was saying. It's just is he crying? So, I said all that to say this. Basically, we talked about it the other day. I think it's a shame that Sid didn't get the full induction treatment. If you're going to have Dennis Rodman up there, I'm all for Dennis Rodman going in the Hall of Fame. Cool with that. But if you're going to have him up there mumbling for 30 minutes, couldn't you have trimmed off 20 minutes of that, 10 minutes of that, and gave it to Sid for a proper induction? His family was there. They could have accepted the award on stage, all that. So it was a little bit, I feel like the booking, if you will, of the whole thing was a little bit off in that case. And Bad News Brown as well. I think everybody should have just got full inductions. And what am I missing here? I'm missing one thing. What am I missing? The Immortal Moment match. Or not match. The Immortal Moment Award for the Andre versus Hulk match at WrestleMania 3. We said that it should be Nick and Andre's daughter, and thank God it was. And they both looked great. Neither of them got to say a word. And again, I think it's because the first thing that happened in the Hall of Fame was the big Stephanie McMahon induction took way too long. So Jimmy Hart comes out with Nick and Robin is her name. And Jimmy Hart talks for like maybe 4 or 5 minutes. He just says a few things, and then that's it. They didn't say anything. We didn't hear from Nick or Robin on this. So I would have liked to have heard from them. I would have liked Sid to get a full induction. I would have liked Dennis Rodman to get like 5 minutes instead of however long he got. And cut the Stephanie part down in half. You know, I think it could have been organized a little bit better. Other than that, pretty good. But moment of the night, again, for me, my favorite part was Demolition. What about you, Vic?
Well, I thought Stephanie's speech was pretty good, especially like when she turned heel at the end. I thought that was fun stuff.
Yeah.
I am so happy Demolition are in the Hall of Fame. I know why it took them so long. I'm not going to go into it. It's, the whole lawsuits and whatnot, but I'm so glad that they're in the Hall of Fame where they belong. They didn't mention Crush at all, did they?
They did.
They did. Okay.
Mm-hmm. They mentioned Crush, yeah.
Good. I'm glad to hear that.
Mm-hmm.
Sid totally deserves his own full induction because it's Psycho Sid Justice, Sid Vicious. This man left a mark for sure. Left a mark more so than Bad News Brown. And Bad News Brown is not bad. It's not bad at all. But they could have gave Sid a much more attention. I feel like they should have done. AJ told us it was going to be short and sweet, and that's fine. I mean, AJ has never been known to be the most eloquently long speaker, and that's fine. I'm only going off what I saw on YouTube, so I thought that was fun. And that's my thoughts on the Hall of Fame.
All right, sweet. Yeah. Hall of Fame's in the books. Now we look forward to next year. I'm very curious about where they're going to have this Hall of Fame next year, especially if they go forward with the Saudi Arabia Mania that's currently planned.
Saudi Mania?
Saudi Mania, yeah. Wrestle Arabia. I don't know.
Wrestle Arabia.
Whatever you want to call it. It's going to be interesting, though. It's going to be interesting. But that is the future, and we are talking about the present, and we are going to talk now about some WrestleMania 42. Night 1, of course, was last night. And as you can see, Slick Vic and myself, we had a few libations while and before and during and after this was going on. So we had a good time regardless of if the show was mediocre or not. But are you ready to talk about some WrestleMania, Slick Vic?
I'm as ready as I'm going to be, Mr. Mosley.
Because I got a lot of notes. I took a lot of notes for this one, and I'll try to cut what I can short, but here we go. We're gonna wing this here. So, WrestleMania 42, Night 1 on Saturday. Show opened up with our host, John Cena. We hear the John Cena music, crowd goes crazy. And he comes out, he's wearing a suit. So we don't get no jorts. This man is in a suit. His bald spot is gone. He fixed that somehow. But he looks good. John looks good. And he gets a little bit emotional. He cuts a promo. I guess he gets emotional because of the chants and the crowd and the pop that he got. But he cuts a little promo about how this WrestleMania has been polarizing. But the time to talk is over, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. And then we're on to our first match. We hear the Usos music, and the Usos and LA Knight come out. It's going to be the Usos and LA Knight versus Logan Paul, Austin Theory, and I Show Speed. The 6-man tag team match kicks off WrestleMania. So let's see what happened. The Usos, at the very beginning of this thing, they super kicked the Vision members, Austin Theory and Logan Paul. They roll out of the ring, so it basically leaves I Show Speed by himself, and he goes up against LA Knight. Speed hits a body slam on Knight, and Knight just gets up like it was nothing. That was a good camera shot, by the way. But it was kind of I was impressed by what Speed did here, and the few moves that he got in during the match was pretty good. Let's see. Knight drags in Paul and dishes out some stomps in the corner, tags in Jay. The Usos double-team Logan. Then Logan and Theory double-team Jimmy. Speed tags back in and gets suplexed by Jimmy and immediately tags back out. Logan and Jimmy have some back and forth. Jay and Theory tag in. Jay hits a spear on Theory, but Logan breaks the count. Speed accidentally knocks Logan off the apron, and Theory starts yelling at him, telling him to hit the ropes while he's holding, I think he's holding Jay in a headlock, maybe Jimmy. He's holding somebody in a headlock. And he's wanting Speed to hit the ropes and, I guess, attack him. So they're arguing. Speed hits the ropes, but by the time, I guess they argue long enough that by the time he actually does hit the ropes and go for the attack, Theory gets shoved and Speed ends up hitting Theory instead. So let's see. Where was I at? Knocks him down. Oh, here we go. Tell him hit the ropes. That's actually where my match notes ended on that one. So, long story short, after this happens, basically the Vision lose. How did they lose, Slick Vic?
Well, I felt the ending was rather abrupt.
It was. Wasn't it just a quick, like, after this dissension, if you want to call it, anyway, the Vision lost. Not that important. The main point of this was the dissension, which we kind of talked about when you had your picks and we called. You said that Speed would turn on them or cost them the match, and I think that's essentially what happened. The post-match was better than the actual match here. Logan starts yelling at I Show Speed for costing him his Mania, and he punches him in the face, knocks him down. Then he drags him over to the announce table, sets him up, but LA Knight and the Usos come to save the day. They set Logan Paul up on the table instead and signal for I Show Speed to go up on the top turnbuckle, which he does, and he hits a big frog splash onto Logan Paul, which crashes through the table. Everyone yeets, and that's it. End the match.
Yep.
Everybody got to yeet. It wasn't bad. I gave this match a 5 Gigawatt rating. It wasn't bad. I think most matches on this card are going to get a 2 for build, which is not normally the case, but this is WrestleMania. So it gets a 2. Quality got a 1. Memorable moments got a half, because I think really the only thing that I'm going to remember is I Show Speed jumping off that top turnbuckle. Emotion got a 0. I wasn't emotionally invested in this for any reason at all. Result got a 1.5, because I think that the rap team won, but I called the opposite. So I docked it a 0.5 point for that, going against Mosley's picks here. There's a cat in the background.
Is he distracting? I can remove him.
No. 5 Gigawatts. Slick Vic, you called this one. You got this one right, and I got it wrong. So for that, you did call this one, right?
I did.
Yeah. So Slick Vic's picks. You're 1 for 1, Slick Vic. Thoughts on the match?
The match is okay. I mean, it's the celebrity match, really. I mean, you got Logan Paul and you got I Show Speed, and neither of them took the loss. I just refreshed my memory. The match ends with a BFT to Austin Theory for the 1, 2, 3.
That's right. After Speed's laying there. It, like you said, it ended abruptly. Speed's laying there, so they immediately go from that spot to LA Knight just hits the BFT. Logan's outside of the ring, can't do nothing. They pick up the win.
Yeah, it's okay.
Just okay. Just okay.
Yeah, just okay.
Speaking of just okay, up next is our unsanctioned match between Jacob Fatu and Drew McIntyre. Now, this one, I think, was very hyped. I was hyped. I really wanted to see this. I thought it was going to be absolutely crazy. It wasn't. It was just okay.
I actually like this match. I actually like this match. I thought they put each other through the ringer.
I thought they could have did so much more. I mean, they even remind us with the toolbox spot about the Hell in a Cell match that Drew had and CM Punk which was incredible. This was like 1/10 of the level of that match, I feel like.
Okay, yeah.
So
you're comparing you're comparing something really epic to just fine.
Okay, just okay.
Just okay.
I mean, to each their own. I mean, some people may have loved it. Some people may have absolutely hated it. I'm right in the middle. Let's talk about what happened, though, Slick Vic. Fatu gets an entrance with some dude spinning fire around, which was cool. Match starts. Before Drew actually gets all the way down and into the ring, Fatu jumps him, beats him up into the outside, then goes to get some furniture from under the ring. He's throwing tables, he's throwing chairs, everything. McIntyre takes the advantage from here, sets up a table on the outside, but doesn't get to use it. He grabs a phone from a fan, I guess, and he records himself kicking Fatu's ass. Back in the ring, Fatu takes over and hits a pop-up Samoan drop, gets a 2 count. McIntyre gets the upper hand again and suplexes Fatu across and outside of the ring. Then hits a flying, flipping thingy to Fatu on the outside. McIntyre charges the Claymore in the ring, but Fatu dodges and follows up with a moonsault for a 2 count. I think the announcers make note of this, saying nobody's ever kicked out of that. McIntyre hits Fatu in the knee with a wrench that came out of a toolbox. Yes, they pulled a toolbox out from under the ring earlier, and as I mentioned, they harkened back to the Hell in a Cell match when that came out. So he hits him in the knee, knocks him down, then he tries to use it on his eyeball. I thought he was cutting him in the head with it, but he was trying to, I guess, dig his eyeball out. I don't know what he was doing. Then McIntyre suplexes Fatu through 2 chairs that have been set up, but that was a horrible spot because they weren't close together enough. So, like, he hits them, but he doesn't really hit them. He hits one to make it kind of fly out somewhere, but it doesn't look good. Fatu hits McIntyre with a chair, then a belt. Not a championship belt, an actual belt. He whips the shit out of him with it. Then he starts to hit him with the toolbox, but McIntyre hits a Claymore instead, picks up a 2 count. They trade strikes, with Fatu getting the better of the exchange, who then sets up a table in the ring and lays Drew across it. Fatu climbs the turnbuckle, but Drew recovers and hits Jacob with a chair and pushes him off the top turnbuckle through the outside table that was set up earlier. Drew rolls Fatu back in the ring, and somehow, after that big collision, Jacob recovers fairly quickly. Thought that was an odd way to do that, but maybe they were running out of time. I don't know. Finally hits Drew with the toolbox, knocking him onto the table, and then Fatu finally gets to get up there and get the moonsault on Drew through the table to pick up the 3 count fall. So your winner of this match, Jacob Fatu. And I do want to mention as well, Slick Vic, I didn't notice this until about halfway through the match, but where it's unsanctioned, quote unquote, the ref was wearing just like a regular black shirt, which I thought was a nice touch. That was a nice touch. No WWE logos on it or anything like that. I gave this match a 5 gigawatts, 2 for build. Quality got a half. I mean, the guys did good, but they didn't really do a whole lot other than punch each other and throw furniture. So I wasn't very sold on the quality part of this one. Memorable moments got a half, emotions 0, result got a 2. The right man won. And we both called that one, I believe, Slick Vic. Correct? What were your thoughts on this match?
You know, I thought it was I actually enjoyed this one. I like the brutality, so to speak. This is the hardcore match, the furniture spots. This is
the brutality, the fatality. The animality. No friendship.
No friendships. Absolutely not. So I enjoy this one. I thought it had some good spots, and yeah, like I said, the right man went over, like you said too. It's funny because I was predicting Jacob would win this match and feud with the winner of the main event, but that's not going to be the case, I don't think, anymore.
No, probably not. But yeah, I was just expecting more brutality out of this. Like I said, because of the Hell in the Cell match, this being WrestleMania, it being unsanctioned, I just thought they would do more. And it's not like I'm a crazy big fan of hardcore matches or anything, but when you advertise it that way, when you've got so much hatred, here, and they built it up good. I felt like it fell short of the mark for me. But, Slick Vic, what didn't fall short of the mark was your prediction, and you predicted Jacob Fatu to win this one, and for that, I'll play a little fanfare, a little Final Fantasy victory here. Up next, the WWE Women's Tag Team Championship match. Now, I wasn't expecting much from this. I even mentioned on our last episode, I cannot wait for this to be over. I can't wait for them to just move on because it seems like every friggin' week they were doing the same thing. And spoiler alert, this was one of my highest rated matches of the night. This is one of my favorite moments of the night as well. So, I don't even have the competitors listed. Yes, I do. Nia Jax and Lash Legend, the Irresistible Forces, the champions going into this, versus Charlotte Flair and Bliss, versus Bayley and Lyra Valkyria versus the Bella Twins. But the Bella Twins are the last to make their entrance, and Nikki is still on a crutch. So she makes the announcement. She tried to get ready for this match. She tried to be medically cleared, but unfortunately she isn't. And so she called up an old friend to take her spot. And we hear an old familiar tune play, and here comes Paige. Yes, and she looks fantastic as well. Love that Paige is back. We actually found out a day or two ago, I think it was Slick Vic, it was kind of leaked online, or it was revealed. It wasn't even, I don't think it was even really leaked. It just kind of like the news happened that she had signed a deal with WWE. I didn't think that this was where she was going to come out, but I did expect her to show up at WrestleMania. I actually thought it would be during the Intercontinental match, the women's Intercontinental match a little bit later. But this was fantastic. She comes out, she gets a huge pop. She looks great. And I immediately, when she came out, gave Slick Vic a phone call and said, I called this one. I called it. I knew when she came out.
You had your crystal ball that day.
Yeah. Well, I thought I called the Bella Twins winning this one. So even if it hadn't been Paige, I think the Bella Twins would have won. But because it was, I was like, yeah, they're definitely winning now. And spoiler alert, they did. So, the entrances were really cool here. Flair and Bliss came out. Flair was dressed as a butterfly. She had big, giant, colorful butterfly wings, very colorful suit. And Bliss was dressed as a moth with very gray, black moth wings. And
loved it.
It was fantastic. She had this thing on her back that was like the body of the moth, and it had some kind of writing on it. I don't remember what it said, but it was something about Bray Wyatt, I think.
It's the Death Head's moth from Silence of the Lambs, if I'm not mistaken.
Okay.
She did have some writing. I didn't quite get it too, but it's probably a tribute to Bray.
I think it was. It was like Always Together or something like that is what it said.
Loved it.
It looked fantastic. Their outfits were really cool, especially Bliss's. And I got to give it up to Nia Jax and Lash Legend here, man. They had the best. I mean, this is saying something considering how cool Flair and Bliss's outfits were. Nia Jax and Lash Legend had the best outfits. Hands down, period. They were direct tributes to Demolition. They had the masks on, the spikes. Their outfits were completely white, but still, it was so
good
cool.
Stuff.
So cool.
I thought it was great. Fantastic. I remember telling you about it too, like live, like, oh my God, they're totally paying tribute to Demolition.
Yeah.
Good stuff.
Very cool. Very cool. So we get to the match. So let's see. The champs dominate for the first couple of minutes. So the Irresistible Forces dominate the first couple of minutes. But Charlotte takes out Nia Jax, and then it just turns into a mixed-up throwdown. Milking the tag to Paige, basically, is what we're doing here for several minutes. Everybody's fighting. Eventually, everybody that's legal gets knocked down, and they're all crawling to their respective partners, and this is the point where they all tag out, and they all tag their partners in, which means Paige is now in, and the crowd explodes when she gets that tag. Paige gets her shine. She takes out several women before she eventually gets tossed outside of the ring by Lash Legend. It was at this moment that the active cameraman took a spill on the outside. I don't know if you caught that, Slick Vic, but like the camera was on the ring and all of a sudden it's just like crashing to the floor because the cameraman tripped or something.
I did catch that. It was funny.
Oh, man. Paige and Charlotte mix it up in the ring a little bit. Flair tags in Bliss, then gets pulled outside the ring by Nikki, who starts beating the hell out of her with her crutch. Bliss goes up on the top turnbuckle for Twisted Bliss, but the exchange between Nikki and Flair on the outside causes a distraction. She takes too long, basically. So when she finally does go for Twisted Bliss on Paige, Paige gets her knees up and then follows through with the Rampage to win the match for her team. So new tag team champions, Brie Bella and Paige. Slick Vic, I gave this match a 7 gigawatts, and that is a very good score, my friend, considering this is the highest score I gave of the night. I gave one other match the same score, maybe for different reasons, but I thought it was fantastic, dude, from the entrances, and maybe it's because I was so surprised because I was not expecting much of this match. I was like, this is going to be sort of like bathroom break, go get you a drink type match. No, this was one of my favorite parts of the entire night. Not just thanks to Paige, but the outfits, the in-ring work was good. It was a little crazy in the middle of it, but it was still pretty good. Build got a 2, quality 1, memorable moments 1, emotion 1, result 2. So there it is, 7 gigawatts. Slick Vic, what were your thoughts?
Well, I kind of wish they didn't spoil the WWE didn't leak it or anything, but the news was floating around the day before on Friday that Paige is coming back. I wish that was kept a surprise the same way like the Hardy Boys returned at WrestleMania. Was it WrestleMania 33 when the Hardy Boys came back? Because I thought that was a fantastic surprise. So I wish they didn't spoil it with Paige, but it was still great to see her back. And like you said, she looked great. She moved great. So, good to see her. Yeah. She hit her Paige Turner. I remember that.
Yep.
And who else did anybody else stood out? Did anyone else stand out in this match? Because
I thought Lash Legend did really well. I mean, I've been continuously impressed by her every time we see her in a match. I think she's really, really good. She's good.
Got bright future for sure.
She did really good in this. Everybody did really good. I mean, but as far as standouts, people that stood out to me other than Paige, yeah, Lash.
Yeah, I thought this was fun match.
It was fun. It was good. It was a really high moment for the whole night. Like I said, 7 gigawatts. Slick Vic.
Yes, sir.
I got one question for you. Who did you pick to win this match?
The wrong choice. But this was before I knew Paige was coming back. All right. If I had known this, okay. Oh, yes, I chose Bayley and Lyra to win this match. Did I not?
You chose Bayley and Lyra, and I even remember initially you had the champions retaining, but you changed that to Bayley and Lyra, which I thought was a great pick. I thought Bayley and Lyra would have been the feel-good moment. I picked the Bellas, so I got this right, sort of. And you got it wrong, sort of. I mean, we'll call it for what it is.
Yeah.
Yeah. But even without Paige, I thought the Bellas were going to go over here. If they had been the ones to wrestle, I was still picking them. So, but Slick Vic, unfortunately, you got that one wrong, sir. We got to dock you for it. And for that, what do you, what sound do we want for this one?
Chic.
Yeah.
Fucking bullshit!
All right. On to the next match, Slick Vic. Women's Intercontinental Championship. AJ Lee, the champion, defending against Becky Lynch. My first note of this match, I think you're going to like it, Slick Vic. Libations are starting to flow, so notes from here on may be affected.
Yes. Agreed.
So the Wonder Years, not the show, not the awesome show from back in the day, the shitty fucking band that plays Becky Lynch's theme music, entrance music, was here. to play her entrance music while she came out. And I don't know I'm not going to say did anyone else notice, because I think it was blatantly obvious that this entire thing was lip-synced and not even being really actively played. It was stupid. Let me just read my notes. Playing, so this is the absolute drizzling shits, pal. Worst entrance of the night, fuck this band, complete trash.
Tell me how you really feel.
Yeah, I tried to tear it as hard as I could. Complete trash.
I didn't pick up on this stuff, but I believe you. I was like, what's going on?
Go back and watch it. You know, at the beginning of the song where Becky says the man has come around.
Yeah.
She's on the track. The dude, for some reason, thought he was supposed to say that. So he grabs the mic really quick and like lip syncs that part of the song like a fucking idiot. Like it's bad. It was bad. It offended me greatly.
I'm not the biggest fan of that theme song. I like Becky's old school theme, which I get is probably too babyface sounding, which is probably why they changed it. But I like Becky's older theme more.
Yeah, it was more iconic. But this one's growing on me. But you know what? Fuck that band.
It's growing on you, but fuck that band.
They should change their name, too, because they're doing a complete disservice to the great show that was the Wonder Years, okay? So let's talk about this match really quick. AJ and Becky trade advantages first few minutes. Becky tries to remove the buckle pad, but the ref catches her. Referee Jessica Carr, again, they've had their own little feud going on in the middle of this Intercontinental Championship storyline. More back and forth. Becky counters the Shining Wizard into a powerbomb, gets a 2 count. AJ goes for the Black Widow, but Becky throws her into the turnbuckle and hits a manhandle slam. AJ kicks it 2. More arguing between Jessica Carr and Becky. They shove each other. AJ hit a manhandle slam of her own on Becky for 2. They trade slaps and punches. AJ counters a manhandle slam into the Black Widow, but Becky gets to the rope to break it. Becky manages to pull the turnbuckle pad off finally and hits a Bexploder on AJ into the exposed turnbuckle, then follows up with a manhandle slam for the win. So, once again, and your new Intercontinental Champion, Women's Intercontinental Champion, is Becky Lynch. So, Vic, this match wasn't good. The entrance threw me off. Obviously, I've already complained about it enough, but the entrance threw me off enough. AJ Lee's entrance was cool. There was a bunch of little girls that came out. They all had their own replica Intercontinental titles, and from what I understand, the ones that she was holding their hand were her nieces. So that was cool. But the match was not great, and the score will reflect that. I gave it a 3.5 gigawatts. I was actually fairly nice when it comes to the quality. I could have ripped it a little bit, but I gave it a 1 for quality. 1 out of 2. Build got a 2, obviously. Memorable moments, goose egg. Emotion, gave it a 0.5 because I was feeling a little bit gracious here. Emotion got a 0.5. And result got a 0. I hate the fact that Becky won this back. We talked about it. I don't think she needed it. There was no reason for it. So that's my thoughts. Slick Vic, what are yours?
You know, I don't want to say it was bad, but it was okay. I guess I was expecting a little more, so to speak, but I like the entrances. I liked AJ Lee's entrance in particular, with all the girls coming out skipping to the ring. That was fun. Mm-hmm. It was a little homage. They're all dressed like AJ.
Yeah.
But
cool.
Overall, the match is just mid, if I can use that term, because, I'm not a Gen Zer, but mid.
Who is your pick to win this one, Slick Vic?
Becky Lynch. What was your score?
3.5.
3.5. I'm writing these down. I'm notating the gigawatts here.
Let's move on to the next match.
How about a
This
pause
is-
for the cause?
Oh, you want to pause for the cause in the
can we
middle
take
of WrestleMania?
I need a pause for the cause. We haven't done one all night,
Yeah.
all afternoon.
We've been powering through. Let's take a pause for the cause. We'll come back. Next match is Gunther versus Seth Rollins, so you don't want to miss this one. Be right back. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're back. I'm feeling great. I went and ate an entire bacon cheeseburger and some fries and had a drink, and I don't know what Slick Vic did, but I can tell he's recharged as well. So we're going to try to finish this up. We were right in the middle of WrestleMania. We just Thank you, Rick. We just finished the Women's Intercontinental Championship. So we're moving on. Next match. Gunther versus Seth Rollins. Now, I did mention earlier in the night that just about every match at WrestleMania was going to end up getting a 2 for build because they've been building everything for a long time, except for this one. Really didn't get much of a score for build or the main event because I think the build to it was shit. But we'll talk about the score after the fact. Rollins' outfit here was incredible. He comes out wearing a black jacket. He pulls his hood off and he's got sort of like a ninja mask on. And he's got the sclera lenses that make your entire eyeballs black. And he's got, like, smoke coming out of his... He looked like smoke from Mortal Kombat. Like, human smoke is what I thought when I seen him. I'm like, this is the coolest thing ever. And he comes down to the ring, and he turns. And when he turns back around, he got those contacts out. Like, me and my brother were sitting watching this, talking about those contacts. And it was like... It's hard enough to get regular contacts in, much less these things. They go over your whole friggin' eyeball. Seth Rollins turns around and just pops both of them out like nothing. But his outfit was incredible. I wish he would have kept those contacts in because he looked friggin' wild. So, let's talk about the match. Gunther gets the jump before the bell can even ring. He hits Rollins with a drop kick, powerbomb. Outside the ring, the two keep fighting, and Rollins firing back and getting the advantage. On opposite sides of the ring now, they're looking at each other, and Rollins flips the double bird to Gunther. They finally get in the ring, and the bell rings, so the match proper starts. Rollins goes for a stomp, but runs into a clothesline. Gunther kicks and chops Rollins, goes for a superplex, but Rollins escapes and hits a buckle bomb on Gunther. Haven't seen that one in a little while. Yeah. They trade German suplexes and clotheslines, and both are down. They fight each other on the way back up. Rollins chops Gunther to the corner, but Gunther hits a powerbomb, gets a 2 count. Some back and forth now leads to a pedigree. So Rollins hits a pedigree on Gunther and a stomp. He follows it through with the stomp. Should have been end of game right there, but Gunther kicks out at 2. Gunther gets a sleeper on Rollins, but he manages to work his way out of it. Rollins hits a superplex, Falcon Arrow combo. Vintage Rollins at this point. Gets a 2 count. Then puts a sleeper of his own on Gunther, who gets his foot to the rope to break the hold. Rollins hits a couple of suicide dives to Gunther outside of the ring, but the third one gets countered. Gunther picks him up, powerbombs him into the apron, then powerbombs him onto the announce table. Then he gets up on the announce table and tries to powerbomb him again, but Seth Rollins counters it into a pedigree. The table doesn't break, by the way. Rollins runs from the other table and hits a stomp on Gunther. Then, out of nowhere, just like we called, Braun Breaker shows up. He runs in from the ramp and spears Rollins, rolls him back in the ring. Gunther slaps on the sleeper hold on a already weakened Rollins, who goes unconscious. So Gunther wins by way of knockout, I guess you would call it. Post-match, Braun Breaker, he's walking up the ramp. He turns around, and he takes a full speed sprint down the entire WrestleMania ramp that's about a quarter of a mile long and spears Rollins again. All right, Slick Vic. I gave this a 7 Gigawatt. Same as the women's tag match. Like I said, maybe for different reasons. Build only gets a 1. Quality gets a 2. Memorable moments, I gave that a 1. because I loved a couple of different things here that I'll remember. The power bombs to the apron and the announce table, that sticks out in my mind. The buckle bomb and Seth Rollins' outfit and entrance in general was just amazing. Emotion got a 1 because, early on as Gunther is beating the shit out of Rollins, Rollins is just getting more and more angry and, fighting back. Even though he's getting his ass kicked, you could see. So I was invested. Result got a 2. 7 gigawatts. Slick Vic, what are your thoughts?
I like this match. I thought this was probably my favorite match of the night.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Easy. This one in the women's tag match, high score. Also my personal favorite matches. Yeah, for sure.
This came off like a fight, like all of Gunther's matches. There's like a certain element of authenticity to them where I just like how they're not trying to one up each other with big moves. They're just trying to beat the hell out of each other and score the pinfall. The buckle bomb, seeing that was great. Gunther can't take a pedigree, can he? I don't know if you caught that. Every time Gunther tried to take a pedigree, he would like roll to the side or like he would like do like a 360 or a 180 rather.
Yeah, that did not look good. Yeah.
Yeah, Gunther can't take a pedigree. Rollins' chest was all red after all the slaps and chops. The fighting outside was good. And Braun Breaker back. Good stuff, man. I thought this was really good.
Awesome. And who did you pick to win this one, Slick Vic?
The Ring General, Gunther.
As did I, and I think, like I said, we called the Braun Breaker spot as well. There was really no other way to end this. If Braun was medically cleared, this was the way to do it. Like I said, neither guy goes out looking bad. Gunther doesn't have to lose, and Rollins doesn't have to lose clean. Plus, it furthers the story between Braun and Seth, which is where it was going to go anyway. So good stuff, man. Good stuff, really.
This was Seth's first match since that match with Cody where he hurt himself, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah. Yep. Good shit, pal. Up next, the Women's World Championship. The champion, Stephanie Vaquer, taking on Liv Morgan, the self-proclaimed greatest Royal Rumble winner ever. So, they start fighting in and out, then back in the ring. By the way, before this, Liv had an entrance where she kind of did like her music video thing. I didn't really care. I mean, I guess it was cool for some people. I wasn't my cup of tea. Anyway, in the match, they start fighting in and out of the ring, then back in the ring. Liv hits an impressive flip into position to powerbomb Vaquer off of the middle buckle. Did you catch that, Slick Vic?
No, I didn't.
I don't remember what she did, but it was the coolest thing ever. It's like she jumped on the rope and did like a front flip and landed power. It was cool.
We'll have to go back and watch that.
Yeah, so Liv's in control. She hits the three amigos, the suplexes, but Vaquer gets the knees up when Liv goes for a move from the top rope. Devil's Kiss time. We get a Devil's Kiss fairly quickly here. Then a weird lifting double arm drop to the knees for a 2 count on Liv. Liv counters a move and teases a Devil's Kiss of her own, but Vaquer recovers and turns the tides. Vaquer hits Liv's own move, the Oblivion, but only gets 2 count out of it. Vaquer goes to the top turnbuckle, and that's when the Judgment Day gals show up and cause a distraction / interference that allows Liv to hit Oblivion, but she only gets a 2 count. Vaquer dodges a charge from Liv, who goes crashing into Roxanne on the outside. Then Vaquer follows up with a splash to both of them. Liv runs Vaquer into the steps, then hits a second Oblivion back in the ring to pick up the win. And new Women's World Champion, Liv Morgan. Slick Vic, I gave this a 5.5 gigawatts, 2 for build, 1.5 for quality. Memorable moments got 0 for me. Emotion got a half, result 1.5. What say you?
This was really short, very underwhelming, man. I was expecting a little more. I looked at the time; it was less than 7 minutes long, and was there a Devil's Kiss? You mentioned there was. I don't recall Stephanie actually hitting. I remember
she did.
Liv teasing it. She actually did hit it.
Stephanie hit it first. Okay. It probably happened 2 or 3 minutes into the match. It was an early Devil's
Okay.
Kiss, but yeah, she did hit one. I'm surprised you missed that.
I know. No, I thought this was rather lackluster. I'm sorry to say it. Not sorry to say it, but it's just the truth. It was less than 7 minutes, not that much. And I predicted the Judgment Day would get involved. I predicted Liv Morgan would win it, but it still just felt underwhelming. That's all.
Yeah. They could have did a lot more. I thought the build was good. The injury that Liv sustained, then last week, her coming out and being all crazed, fiery. Yeah, just lacking a little bit. But as you mentioned, you picked Liv to win. And Slick Vic, so far, I mean, you've only missed one of these, so you're doing really well. After this match, John Cena comes out. He announces tonight's attendance, which is not that impressive. It looked better than the actual numbers will tell. 50,816 peeps in attendance tonight. Then Bianca Belair comes out. So Bianca, she's back. Here she comes. She's wearing a sweet dress. It's like made of flowers that are blue. It's very blue, very sparkly, very nice, very evil. She comes out wearing a sweet blue dress. I'm reading my notes, which is why I'm repeating myself now. Made of sparkly flowers. And then she reveals that she's pregnant. So I guess she's not back for a while.
Nope.
She went out with a finger injury. And then everybody was like, where's a finger injury? How's that going to keep you out? No, she was out screwing the whole time. And now she's pregnant. And now we got to wait again for her to come back for I don't know how far along she is. But anyway, congratulations, Bianca. And
congratulations.
Montez Ford, the father, the supposed father anyway. 50,817, John Cena says. The youngest WWE fan is Bianca's unborn child. Okay, so on to the next. Well, actually, let me get your thoughts on this, Luke. What do you think of this whole fiasco with Bianca? Did you pop when she came out?
I mean, I was kind of like, hey, it's Bianca. But now I'm like, okay, well, she's definitely not going to get involved in the Jade Cargill match. But
yeah,
I don't really have much to say about this. It was just the attendance moment, which WWE likes to boast about. But like you even said too, I'm like, is this really something to brag about here?
I didn't think they were going to do it. I didn't think we were going to get an attendance moment.
Right.
I really didn't. So, all right. The next match is the final match of Night 1 WrestleMania Saturday. It is the undisputed WWE Championship match between Cody Rhodes, the champion, and Randy Orton, with Pat McAfee by his side. So, Slick Vic. First person out's McAfee. Gets his own entrance with his own music. Comes out to a chorus of boos while he flips the bird to everybody and says fuck about 50,000 times. Cody gets a great entrance, though, with the different versions of his outfits on stage. Was really surprised to see Stardust out there. But he's got, like, Cody statues, and they're all dressed up as the different eras of Cody Rhodes, I guess. Then Cody rises...
It made me think of Marvel, like Marvel movies. It had a very Marvel cinematic universe entrance to it. And that's a positive.
Yeah.
I'm sorry to cut you off there, pal.
No, it was great because they had the flashbacks to his career too, so it would show like the outfit, like OG Cody, and then it would show clips from him back then and Stardust, and it was good. It was good. Then Cody rises from the stage, and he's got his skull helmet on like he likes to wear at WrestleMania. This time it's completely gold. I don't remember if it was gold last time, probably. I don't know. But he has it here. All right, so the match, when everybody gets in the ring, the match doesn't officially start yet. McAfee hits Cody with the microphone after the introductions. Then Randy stomps him. Cody fights out and hits McAfee with a crossroads, then lays him across the announce table. We then see Jelly Roll, who jumps from the opposite announce table, hitting Pat with an elbow drop through the table. And this is all before the match gets started proper, so I was excited. I was like, hell yeah. So Pat McAfee gets taken out. He's not going to be a factor here. Great. Awesome. So Cody gets back in the ring now, and the match can actually start. McAfee, he's being stretchered out, and he's flipping the bird to everybody in the crowd. Thought that was funny. The match gets going, and there's the usual back and forth. Orton is selling the back. He hurt his back somehow. I didn't notate how that happened. I guess Cody did something, and he hurt his back. He trips Cody while Cody is up on the top turnbuckle, which causes him to fall and rack his nuts. Orton hits a superplex, gets the advantage, hits a draping DDT. He's still selling the back. So he had me believing he was really hurt because he sells it like pretty much the whole match here. They fight outside the ring for a bit. Orton hits a backdrop to Cody on the announce table, but ends up getting shoved into the post after he takes too long to go back and attack Cody some more. So he's over there drinking water. He's walking around real slow, and he gets posted. Back in the ring, we see that Orton is busted open, supposedly from the post. Cody starts stomping Orton all over, stealing his shit here, and the crowd is booing heavily. So you know how Orton will stomp every body part walking around. So Cody's starting to do that. And this is where we go into the shit-stealing section of this match. Because Cody hits a disaster kick but only gets 2. Then he decides to steal more shit, hitting a draping DDT on Orton. And then moments later, Orton steals some shit himself, hitting Cody with a crossroads but only getting a 2 count. Cody counters an RKO into a backslide pin, but only gets 2, and then hits Orton with an RKO for 2. Hopefully, this isn't confusing anybody, because I'm confusing myself a little bit here. The crowd is chanting, "This is awesome," and I couldn't disagree more. This really isn't that great. So, more back and forth. Outside than inside the ring. Cody gets busted open during all of this somehow, and Orton hits an RKO on referee Charles Robinson out of nowhere, which is probably the best part of the whole match. Orton goes to kick Cody in the nuts, but he blocks it and kicks Orton in the nuts. Cody goes for a Cody cutter, but Orton hits an RKO instead. We then see Pat McAfee return. He's wearing a referee shirt and a neck brace. He goes to count the pin, but Cody kicks it too. Orton gets pissed, RKO's Pat McAfee, and gets the biggest pop of the entire match. Literally, this spot. RKOing Pat McAfee. Cody hits Orton with a crossroads while Charles Robinson is recovering and picks up the 3 count fall to win and retain the title. Slick Vic. I don't know many people that were seeing it go this way. And I'm not sure. I honestly believe that they pivoted when they saw the backlash from Pat and all that happening, because I didn't see it going this way. Cody Rhodes won. He retained the title. Post match, Orton gets pissed and hits Cody with the belt, I believe, and then he punts him. So we've seen Orton tease the punt over the last several years, several times, but he never does it. He never goes back to it. Here we saw it finally happen. He punted the shit out of Cody at the end of the match to end the match. And I don't know. I'm sure they're going to have a rematch at Backlash. It's probably where Orton's actually going to win the title. But, yeah, this match wasn't that great. I think that the build sucked. Not that they haven't been building it for a little while, but the whole build sucked. The decision to bring Pat in, all of that crap. Everybody's been shitting on it for good reason. And so we're going to shit on it here at Wrestling with Power by giving it a 0.5 for build, 1.5 for quality, memorable moments got a half, emotion got a 1, and result got a 1 for 4.5 gigawatts on this main event championship match. Slick Vic, what are your thoughts?
Weird. Odd, I think is the better word. Like, did you, right away, it was like Cody is working heel.
Yeah.
And Randy is selling his ass off. I don't know if you caught, you mentioned, Randy selling his back. He did that whole like headlock where he falls to his knees, which we haven't seen Randy do in a while.
Right.
That's when he started selling his back. Also, is Pat McAfee gone now? Wasn't the stipulation where
that was the stipulation?
If Randy doesn't win, Pat McAfee's gone.
That was the stipulation. He said that we will never see or hear from him again in WWE.
Well, he got an RKO for his troubles, so I guess he is gone too. This match is not good. No, not good, man. It was so weirdly booked. Like, the buildup was, in my opinion, the buildup was fine until Pat McAfee got involved. Because, because there's so much history with Randy and Cody that you don't need Pat McAfee. You don't need any other bullshit going with this.
Exactly. There's 20 years of history here between these two. All they have to do is play video package replays of the history between them, let them come out, cut a promo on each other a couple of times, and the match makes itself. They don't have to do this. They didn't have to turn. Well, they really didn't have to turn Orton heel. They didn't have to try to make him turn heel. I think Orton being himself, where he's sort of like this anti-hero, or a Venom type character, or a Scorpion type character from Mortal Kombat, where he's neither good or bad. He's just him, was fine. Let the crowd cheer and boo who they want. Don't try to... They put too much seasoning in this sauce, Slick Vic. The sauce was fine. It was cooking. It was going good. They put too much damn salt in the sauce is what happened.
I use the word convoluted. That was the main event of night one WrestleMania. It's convoluted mess. Well, I know you're going to bring it up, so I might as well just tell you, I had chosen Randy Orton to win this match.
That's right. I think I did too. Everybody chose Randy Orton to win this match. So Slick Vic, sorry, but we gotta call on Sheiky Baby one more time to grace us.
Fucking bullshit.
Fucking bullshit. That's what I say, Sheiky.
Yeah, man, that was a very weird match. Like I said, Cody was working heel, Randy's working babyface. There's Pat McAfee, who everyone hates. Randy Orton RKO's Pat McAfee. Cody Rhodes steals the victory. He doesn't get kicked in the nuts for once. Good for him.
Yeah.
So yeah, this was just a convoluted mess.
He almost got kicked in the nuts, but he blocked it. So, that's it, man. That's WrestleMania Saturday. While you were giving us your thoughts there, Slick Vic, I was actually doing something. I was adding up all of the scores that I gave all of the matches and dividing by how many matches we had, which was 7, which gives you your average for all of you out there in 5th grade math class. That's how you get your average. You add them all and divide by how many you got. And I came up with 5.357142857. That is the score.
Down the middle.
That is the score of WrestleMania Saturday. And if you got a 5, you got to round up. So let's say 5.4. And I think that's appropriate for night one of WrestleMania. It wasn't terrible. It had some great moments. But it also had a lot of, I won't even say bad moments, just lackluster.
Yeah.
Not living up to what it should have been for this show, for the feuds, for any of it. It was mediocre. It was 5.357142857.
Agreed.
Yeah. So that was WrestleMania. Slick Vic, you and your predictions got 5 out of 7 matches right. I think mine was like 3 out of 7. So I'm not doing any more predictions anytime soon. And I think you've got an unfair advantage with the crystal ball, my friend, to be honest with you. But you know what? If you got to use inanimate objects, outside interference, furniture, whatever gets the job done, I think that's a pretty damn good score. And we'll have to see tonight what night 2 of WrestleMania brings. I think it starts here in about 20 minutes. And so we'll be back on Tuesday to bring you night 2 of WrestleMania, Monday Night Raw, So we're going to have more Gigawatt ratings. We're going to have more picks. We're going to have all that fun stuff. And remember, after this episode, well, not, how am I trying to word this slick? Vic, help me out. I'm still in recovery mode, ladies and gentlemen, so don't fault me for my lack of the English language here. At the end of this episode proper, we're going to have Memories of Mania featuring Kristen, our good friend Kristen, as I mentioned at the beginning of the show. So when our little episode here ends, don't cut off the don't change the channel, because then we're going to fade into the interview with Kristen, and it's great. He talks about going to WrestleMania. He's been to WrestleMania 33, which was in Orlando, had the cool-ass roller coaster stage and stuff. That was the first one he ever went to. He went to 39, which was WrestleMania Goes Hollywood, where Cody Rhodes lost in the main event to Roman Reigns. And then he went to WrestleMania 41 last year in Vegas. And so he tells us all about it, his experience at the show, before the show, after the show. He goes into incredible detail. He's got some pretty personal backstories, too, where he went with his brother and how it was like he had, gave this to his brother for like a birthday gift the second time around. Really good stuff. Really good stuff. Very informative as well. And I think you all will enjoy it. So stick around for that. But for me, for now, I want to wish you all to stay powerful.
And I wish you all the best in your future endeavors.
Time for a little drinking pool. Cheers, genitals.
Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Wrestling with Power. Mosley here. And right over there is a special guest of mine today, Kristen. He's come here to talk to us about some WrestleMania. This is a special segment that we like to call Memories of Mania. So Kristen, being a attendee of multiple WrestleManias at this point, he's going to come here and tell us about it. I'm very interested to hear. I've never been to WrestleMania myself. I've always wanted to. And I'm anxious to hear what your experiences with this was. Welcome, Kristen.
Hello, I am happy to be here. For those who know, my name's Kristen. I help co-run I'm not only a writer for Zelda Dungeon, but I also help co-run a YouTube channel with my brother, Christopher, called Super Reaction Bros. We react to a whole bunch of different things. And on one of those shows we do a show, me and a couple of my friends, called 1, 2, 3 Wrestling, where we react to we give predictions, we react to a whole bunch of wrestling pay-per-views, and we even give our thoughts occasionally about like hot button topics in wrestling. So looking forward to that. But yeah, I have been to 3 WrestleManias. So we'll start with the first one. So you just want me to start up?
Yeah, well, which WrestleManias have you been to?
So I have been to WrestleMania 33, 39, and 41.
33, 39, and 41. And so, yeah, let's start with 33. 33 was one that I really, probably out of those 3, I personally enjoyed the most, I would think. So, yeah, let's talk about WrestleMania 33. It was at the Citrus Bowl. Right there in Orlando, Florida. The stage was awesome for that WrestleMania, by the way. I loved it.
Hands down, in my opinion, not only one of the best wrestling pay-per-view entrance designs in the world at all time, but in my opinion, the best WrestleMania entrance of all time. I don't care.
Really
it's the
cool.
best.
It was
like
really
you
cool.
had the roller coaster aesthetic. You had the giant globe, which is cool. I think that the cherry on top was what they did with the tent they put over the ring. They put a giant-sized version of the ring on top. That is such a nice touch. It's one.
That was really cool.
Yeah, one of my favorite designs for WrestleMania ever.
They just revealed the set for WrestleMania 42 this year, like yesterday. Man. It looks awful. It looks like, even compared to the one to last year's, what are they doing here? Am I just not seeing something right? Is it
so?
Like...
WWE's new thing. Okay, first off, I'll say this: it's better than last year's, because I think last year sucked. Last year's
was more, but it was bigger. It was more. There was more going on.
Okay, so to be fair, I was on the side of it, but like, all it was look, a nice hotel.
Yeah.
That's our big screen. That's a nice hotel. I think the only thing I liked about it was the card things on the above the entrance ramp, which was cool. It was shuffling different cards and stuff. And like
Yeah.
night
Yeah.
one was like old school Vegas, night two was like new school Vegas. Now this one, apparently WWE's thing now is they just like to use screens. Screens. If you remember the Royal Rumble, it was just screens. Just
Lots of
screens.
screens. Yeah.
This is just screens as well. So I'm not a fan of it, but I think it was definitely better than I think it was definitely better than last year's. It's not great. Definitely not great, but better than last year's though.
I didn't like what we saw in the reveal, but I'm willing to give it the benefit of the doubt. As we are recording this, we're actually just a few hours away from WrestleMania Saturday starting up, so it may look different when there's people there, the show's actually going on. I'm willing to give it the benefit of the doubt. But let's talk a little bit more about 33 here and the actual cool stage that it had. This was your first WrestleMania that you went to.
Yeah.
How did that come about? I mean, like, how do you find out that you're going to WrestleMania?
Okay, so the story is simple. Okay, so I guess I'll give a little bit of pro wrestling backstory to me. My grandfather on my mom's side got me into pro wrestling. Watched, I think it was a random like WCW Great American Bash pay-per-view put on one time when we were visiting him in California. And from there, I started watching. I started watching around when Ric Flair became commissioner, like co-owner of like WWE. Then watched that for a while, dipped out. Then my brother got back in when WrestleMania was, I think, in Miami. I think it was that Hell in a Cell cage match between Taker and Triple H. And then from there, I slowly got back in, and then from there, I kept going. And then like I think months prior before tickets were on sale, I'm at the like a local plasma center, and like I'm looking at the newspaper, and it says, "Oh, WrestleMania is coming to Orlando," and I'm like, "What? WrestleMania is coming to Orlando? I gotta go! Like I have to go! I have to go!" Because at the time, I think I don't remember the what was it? The Royal Rumble AJ Styles debut, was that before or after 33?
Ooh, I think that was before.
Okay,
Or was it the same year? He debuted in 2018, right?
2018. Oh, it's WrestleMania. I don't even have. What is
I'll
it?
Google that while you keep looking.
Okay, so okay, so I'll continue talking then. No, I saw that it was. I'm like, holy crap, I gotta go. WrestleMania is that one thing, and I wanted to bring my brother along, but you know he was his own thing. He was tight on money as it is. So I'm like, I'll go myself, and that's what I did. So what I did was, as soon as the tickets were available, I bought them. Even though I had part-time job, I built that money up. I got the ticket. I have the ticket. If you want, on my Facebook profile, I know you're on my friends list for my Facebook. You can see on my photo albums, I marked the WrestleMania 33. If you do want to see pics of me there, but like, yeah, no, I got there. It was amazing. So like the day of, went to this like stage show thing they did with a couple of veteran wrestlers. So it was like Justin Roberts, JR, and then the surprise guest Mick Foley. So that was cool. French gifted me those. And then after we all went over to Citrus Bowl. To clarify, now it's called Camping World Stadium, but if you are in Florida, been in Florida for more than a decade, you call it Citrus Bowl. You still call it just Citrus Bowl. But
same venue that WrestleMania 24 was at, correct?
I believe so.
The Citrus Bowl, yeah.
Yeah, Citrus Bowl. Now it's called Camping World Stadium.
And side note, WrestleMania 24 is one of my favorite WrestleManias of all time.
Cool.
And I just remember, like, when they announced it and they were talking about it and saying it was going to be in the Citrus Bowl, I'm like, they have to have orange ropes. That would be so cool. And they had orange ropes. Anyway, continue.
It was really dope. But no, we got there, we had some food, and then we walked. What was it? We drove over. I think we drove over, and we parked somewhere in downtown Orlando because it was like maybe from the downtown Orlando to the stadium was like 10 to 15-minute walk. I know that because like after WrestleMania, but like went in, like saw the superstar. I bought a couple shirts. I bought myself a shirt, which I actually don't own anymore. It got worn out, so I had to throw it out. But like bought that shirt. I bought my brother the what was it? The Kingslayer Seth Rollins shirt because that was one of the matches on the card as well. I went in. It was cool. I got there midway through the Neville Austin Aries. Was it a cruiserweight title match? Mm-hmm. I found my spot. A couple fun facts. Oh, well, one of them's not actually a fun fact, but a fact. But like, well, a couple fun facts. Well, I was on my own. I was on the hard cam side, so I was on the side where all the hard cam equipment was and stuff. I was 3 rows above Brock Lesnar guy. Like, I saw him.
Oh, wow.
I think in my picture, I took a picture of him. Like, Brock Lesnar was down there, but it was just me in my section because my friends got it elsewhere as well. But I was there. It was really cool. It was bright. It was my first time, so there was definitely things I learned. First off, staying hydrated. Also, bringing a battery pack, which by the time the show was over, my phone was dead. My phone was basically on like 1%.
Yeah.
But it was such a great time. It was such a great moment. I think getting to do the Wyatt Light thing for his match, the Hardys returning after so long away from WWE, even though like they were so gone for a while. They wrestled a ladder match against the Bucks, I believe, prior to that night as well. Like there was
That was
teams
a big surprise when they came back. I remember it was like everybody popped in that arena whenever that music hit. It was crazy. I can't even imagine what it would have been like to be there.
Funniest thing, one other funny thing was because that was the year Goldberg got inducted, and
Mhm.
Goldberg popped up, crowd booed, crowd booed hard, crowd booed hard for Goldberg, man. I'm not
Poor
kidding.
Goldberg.
I was like,
Poor
oh, I
Goldberg.
guess we hate Goldberg. Boo.
I never hated Goldberg. I like Goldberg.
I
But
like
yeah.
Gilbert and Goldberg. They're both great.
Yeah, I like both of them, yeah.
But no, it was really cool. I think the only thing caught me by surprise was they like at last minute not only made Taker Reigns the main event, but then they made it like a no DQ match.
Mhm.
And then JR was there, and this was the depressing fact was that JR's wife passed away a couple of days ago, the car accident. But
Mhm.
even in the theater show I went to, he debuted, he's like, she would have wanted me to be here, regardless.
Mhm.
She would have wanted me to be here. So like, and she showed up for the final match and like to commentate. I know what's funny, all the WrestleManias I've gone to, have not watched him back live, like maybe certain moments, but I have not watched him back like the commentary and all that, anything like
Really?
that.
Really?
No, I think
Wow.
the only one I've done that to, or I've gone back and watched a little bit here and there, was probably um 41 because of Joe Hendry showing up.
Okay.
But other than that, no, I don't really watch back the ones I go to live.
Wow. I would have definitely watched them back to try to see myself, like find myself in the crowd somehow,
Yeah.
but like you said, you were on the hard cam side. Now, as far as that goes, though, they make it look really good where they never really focus on that part of the crowd. But was it empty over there? Or was it
No,
still pretty
it
full?
was packed.
Okay.
Here's a great like modern the reference. It was affordable to get my ticket. Like even back then, I
Yeah.
think I only paid like for my seat. It was like hard cam side. It was like middle of like the loot the bowl side. And
Yeah.
I think I only paid like 400 to 500 for that ticket. That's it. And
Yeah, I think
it was still one night, so it was like affordable. Um,
that's pretty cool. Yeah, because like I heard that the cheapest ticket at WrestleMania this year, before they started discounting them, was like $700 or something.
Yeah. Oh, you're
Cheapest
gonna love
ticket.
this story about how much all of our tickets costed for 40 when we get to it. But anyways,
Oh man.
no, it was full. It was packed because tickets were affordable back then. That's another joke at, that's another stab at it. But it was full, and trust me, it was loud. If you want to talk the loud, like two of the loudest moments I've ever been part of. One I'll talk about when we get to 41. Here was Hardy showing up. That
Yes.
it was an open air stadium. You could not tell me that because it was so loud when their music went off.
Yeah, that's
So
crazy
loud.
because you do hear a lot of people talk about that's one of the things that they don't like about the stadium shows is it's just it's not loud. Like the sound goes away, especially the wrestlers. They say that they can't hear the crowd as well in stadium shows. But man, you couldn't tell watching it from home, I tell you that.
Yeah. But it was crowd. It was packed. It was packed to the gills. Everybody and their mother was there, and they loved it, except for that main event. Like, okay, so do you want me to talk about what I thought of the actual show overall?
Well, let me ask you this.
Okay.
Before we get to the main event, because the main event may be your answer here. What was your favorite match?
You know what's funny? The opening match. What was it?
Really?
Styles Shane was really fun, man.
Okay.
Like AJ Styles, I am serious. He has always deserved to be in a Hall of Fame, and I'm so
Yeah.
glad they inducted him this year. That man turned what was an alright feud into like the most surprisingly good match of the entire card. It was fun. He sold it well. Shane got to do the coast to coast thing, which like Shane McMahon just knows really good certain spots. Like the coast to coast he's great at, and also very good at doing a flying elbow drop.
Yeah.
Like, man knows how to do a flying elbow drop, especially from the ring to the commentary table.
Shane's not bad. Shane has always been, even like from the Attitude Era on, was like, he went above and beyond to really try to I don't know if it was because he was trying to impress his dad so much or whatever, but like he was always good in the ring because he was a risk taker. He would do anything.
Yeah, he was great here. I think he had easily my favorite match of the entire card. There were still good
Wow,
matches
okay.
here, but I think my favorite card was that, looking back at it.
What about least favorite?
Least favorite? Oh man, where do you start? This
Wow.
this is the problem. This was a this was a 10-match card. And this is, I also do on our channel, we also do AEW. And I criticize them every single pay-per-view. The main card is more than 8 matches. Like 10, everybody loved AEW's All in Texas, and it was a great card. But that card went for 4 hours and was over. It was like what, 11, 12 matches on the main card.
There's
I'm
a
like,
lot going on there. Yeah.
I have, like you. We all have lives. I need to go to bed to go to work the next morning. Like,
That's
you can't.
that's
do
a big
this.
reason I don't watch AEW. I can only watch Raw and SmackDown. That's the most I can do.
But I know I think it was WrestleMania 34 when they go into New York. I know they were heavily criticized for doing it again, overshot. And this was that. It was just overstuffed.
Yeah.
Overstuffed. Least favorite match? Oh, definitely Roman Taker. Hands down. That, I'm sorry. I get it, but this was back when we all hated Roman. My brother's still, even during that time, still the most dedicated Roman fan. Always stood up for the man. Just, no, it wasn't great. Taker was gassed by the end of it. Like, you saw the back and forth Roman did in that one part. Went back and forth a couple of times. I think because Taker wasn't in the bright spot to get hit with a 50th spear from Roman.
Yeah.
Like, no, that was not. I think that was my least favorite match.
The match was notoriously bad. I think a lot of people would agree that was really not good at all. But there's Taker. You know, there's The Undertaker, and this is WrestleMania, and you're seeing him come out, and they put it in the main event, and then he does the thing at the end. Like, even though the match itself may have not been great, I would have been out of my mind seeing that.
Oh no,
you know what I mean?
His entrance. Let me be real. His entrance was great. It's Undertaker, and they had him come halfway down the stage because it's still Old Man Taker.
Yeah, and I remember that.
Halfway to the stage, he's came down. He has that presence. He's still absolutely spectacular. Like, I'll give you some things they didn't show on TV. So one thing they showed on TV is, he had the fire going on in the background as he's walking down the ramp.
Mm-hmm.
So on our right, his left, a tiny part of the stage caught on fire from the pyro. Tiny part of the stage. So like, I'm watching, and they're literally seeing crew members. It's a small fire. It's not like a grand fire. It's a small fire, and they're like, extinguisher.
Yeah.
And then the other thing is, after he loses the match, because they show, how on camera they show like they're showing replays and stuff of like what a match. During that, he had his family there, and he was hugging them, he was greeting them, he was shaking them, he was hugging them and stuff before they cut back to him, and he did the whole the boots and hat during, which we both know was complete BS at that time. Before that, we later now know it was complete BS at the time, but before that, he was hugging his family. They were hugging his family. So they didn't show that on camera at all. They was hugging his family. Michelle, this is when he was married. Michelle, his kids were there. Like, he was hugging them family there and stuff like that. They didn't show that part. I love that part. I just didn't like the match. Honestly, I didn't like the match. That's it.
I think I've tried to reconcile a little bit with, and Taker himself is even pretty critical over that match. But I mean, if you try to look at it like this, like if it was a real fight, much younger, up and comer Roman Reigns, just so much faster, so much more athletic at this point. Taker, you would expect Taker to be gassed. You would expect him not to be at this level, because it's more, to me, it's more realistic if he's not the Undertaker that you expect, especially if he's losing in this match. So when I've watched it back, I try to keep that mentality. But yeah, I know Taker's even hard on himself over that, and I think that's why he wanted to come back after the fact, because he leaves his hat and his jacket and everything in the ring. Everybody thought it was it. I mean, was that the feeling there that this
Yeah.
was his
Oh,
last?
yeah. Before he would later do, what was it, like 2 to 3 more matches after this? No, that was the feeling. Yeah, that was it. Like at the time, I didn't know. Like traditionally, when a wrestler retires, they put their gear in the middle of the ring, like their boots. I
Yeah,
didn't know that at
the
the
boots. Yeah,
time, but like people around me were talking about it as well. That like, oh look, it looks like he's actually retiring. And
yeah,
another positive, it led to one of the best Raw after Mania moments of all time. Roman getting into the middle of that ring, being booed, I think for like 5 minutes straight, like 3 to 5 minutes straight. It felt like
yeah,
5 minutes, and
yeah,
saying one line, and still hands down his best promo ever. All he says is, "This is my yard now," and leaves.
yep,
I'm like, that's it. That's how you do it. That's how
yep.
you do it. Like, it was
That's
smart.
that's what he needed to be the whole time, and you see that now. That's who he is now. But yeah, it was crazy to see all that
Yeah,
happen, and I thought Taker was done. Obviously, he wasn't. But yeah, I don't think it was terrible. There were some, like I said, there were some weird spots, but I try not to be too hard on it. I mean, I would have
yeah.
been if I was there like you were. I probably would like it a lot more than I did just watching it from home. But
Mm.
that's just me.
I get it. It's understandable, man.
So that was your first WrestleMania.
Yes.
What was the worst part of being at that WrestleMania? Whether it was like maybe where you were sitting, you said your seats were good,
Yeah, those
but
scenes were good.
what was the worst part about it?
Leaving.
Oh my God.
Okay,
Okay.
so like I said, my battery was on death's door. My friend, like I think I didn't recatch up with my friends. At that point, we eventually agreed, like if we see each other, we're just gonna walk together, go back down, and we'll figure out how to get back downtown. Because their use plan was, oh, we'll use because in Central Florida, our bus transit system is called Lynx,
Okay.
Lynx, Lynx, and like so they had Lynx bus set up for anybody needing to get back down to Orlando. By the time we got over there, I swear, it was like the line was like a quarter mile long to get onto
Wow.
a bus. So we like, screw it, we'll walk. And that's what we did. And like I said, that's how I know it's about a 15-minute walk back to 10 to 15 minutes back down to downtown Orlando, because me and my friends started talking about it and stuff like that. Eventually made it to like roughly the SmackDown the center of downtown Orlando. I called my brother, he picked me up, and like it sucked because like my phone was about to be dead. I was about to use an Uber for the first time at the time, and this was when Uber was still fresh.
Yeah.
Like yeah, it was insane. Like I think cool part was I saw like maybe one wrestling internet personality walk, like there while I was walking out, but I couldn't take a picture of him because, like I said, battery was about to die, and
Yeah.
battery power is important if I need my brother to pick me up. But like
I
the
could,
worst part was just leaving, because like I had to do a 15-minute walk. There was no way, like it was so hell, like just leaving, like
75,000 people trying to get out of a place at the same time. I couldn't
oh yeah,
imagine it. Just me having been to, a couple of Raws and an AEW Collision show one time. I didn't like having to wait in line to get in or the traffic getting out, so I couldn't imagine something like
yeah,
that.
it was not great. Luckily my brother wasn't here that night, because I was gonna give him the T-shirt on our channel, but then I was like, here, look, because he wasn't supposed to pick me up, so I'm like, here, dude, here's your shirt, man. I really appreciate it.
Yeah.
Like, um,
So WrestleMania 33, man. Any final thoughts
okay,
of that day?
I loved it. I know I'm critical on it, but overall, I still thought it was a fun show. It's something I realize now, looking back at it and looking at now why I watch now, is as long as you're having a good time, sometimes it doesn't really matter the quality for all the matches. Sometimes it can be goofy or fun or ridiculous. Like I didn't even bring up, like, a couple of my favorite spots are like, was it Kevin Owens grabbing the rope with one finger to break the rope, which was so freaking clever of Kevin. I thought Stephanie McMahon, she deserves to be in a Hall of Fame. One of those reasons, she took a bump through a table for that Triple H Seth Rollins match,
Yeah.
and then there's stupid moments looking back at, like Cena proposing to Nikki Bella,
Oh
looking at it
yeah.
now,
Yeah,
like,
we haven't got many replays of that.
and Randy Bray wasn't bad. It was just disappointing what they did with it. But the show overall was fun. I had a good time there. It was great. I think while I didn't talk as much with the people around me as I wanted to, I still felt comfortable. I still felt secure. Like there was nobody pissed. Like if I was booing for somebody or cheering for somebody, and like it felt like such good vibe being around people who were the same mindset. I mean, come to the wrestling community. Like I I wanted to go again, but it would take as you can see it took about a good 6-7 years before I was able to go again. But like
Yeah.
it was worth it. It was worth paying the 400 to 500 I paid for, which I have an update that according to one of my 123 Wrestling co-hosts, current ticket sales for WrestleMania this weekend's WrestleMania are as low as $138.
Oh my God. Wow.
Yeah. Yeah. So, but no, overall, great show. Loved it. Like looking back at it, was it the best show in the world? No. If I had to give it a grade now, probably like a B minus overall grade for me on the
Okay,
show.
that's fair. Yeah.
You know, but yeah, I love the show overall.
Totally fair. And so, like you said, 6 years later, you'd be going to your next WrestleMania. This one, all the way on the other side of the United States in California.
So this one has more
WrestleMania
of a
39.
This one has a bit more of a backstory to it. So,
Okay.
I want after 33, my goal was I wanted to get my brother with me. He's the one who got me back into pro wrestling. We have to go together. There's no choice. We have to go to the next one. So they announced WrestleMania. What was it 2020 WrestleMania? You know that one was going to be in Tampa at Raymond James, which from where we live is like
you were going to go to that.
Yeah, it was like it's a 90-minute drive from where we currently live. You know, it was a 90-minute drive. We get rent a car, we can get a hotel, and that's what I did. I did all myself. We were all set. We were going to NXT Takeover event that weekend. I got the hotel. Oh, we were right around the corner from Raymond James. We could be walked to Raymond James if we felt like it. I got the tickets. Like I surprised them that Christmas with them, and then COVID happened. You know,
Yeah.
like I got the refund back, and I'm like, I was pissed. I'm like, God damn it. And they did in the Performance Center, which ironically enough, I live like 8 minutes from the Performance Center.
Oh, wow, cool.
I actually live like one small trip. I am over by Performance Center. So like it was right there, which even pissed me off more. It's like, now it's literally just right there. That's just rubbing its salt in the wound.
Yeah, for sure.
But like I knew we had to go again. And like they announced California. It was, WrestleMania goes Hollywood. I knew like it's now or never. I have a safe job. I can pay for our tickets. I can pay for the hotel, all of that. So that's what I did. So what I did was I got everything, got the tickets, I got the hotel booked. And what I did was I used Cameo, the Cameo system where you have a guy, hey, this, you're amazing. This guy wants to say you're, So what I did was I paid for an internet wrestling personality I like, and I know my brother was aware of. If you've ever heard of Tom Campbell from Cultaholic, for instance. So I paid for him to say, well, this is basically it. My brother's amazing. He's a great father. I've been wanting to take his WrestleMania for years. We've never found the right window. This is the right window now. And so what I did was on Christmas, I have video of it. I'm choking up thinking about it. I had the reveal. So I had the phone where the ticket's on. So when the guy revealed, hey, just so you know, you're going to WrestleMania, you're going to WrestleMania, and then that's why I revealed the tickets to my brother, and he's like in tears. So like we got to go, and it's on our YouTube channel now if you want to see like a quick Cliff Notes version of our trip of all 4 videos. But like, yeah, we did 4 days. We visited a whole little sites here and there. We visited Academy, the Academy Pictures Museum. We checked out that year's Ring of Honor Supercard of Honor show that was at a local college stadium. Like we did that. We checked out a bunch of other sites. I can't remember off the top of my head at the moment, but of course we enjoyed WrestleMania as well at SoFi Stadium. So yeah, so that's how me and my brother wound up at WrestleMania 39 with decent seats. The prices were a bit higher, so the seats we weren't nosebleed, but we were a level below nosebleed.
Okay. And what is the process of the tickets that year?
So this is when they started doing the 2-night thing. 2 nights. Both nights for the scene we got was around, it's off the top of my head, about 1,300 to 1,500. Both nights, the quality seats we got was around 1,300 to 1,500 total.
Okay.
So yeah, definitely a price hike from what I paid just for one day, like
For
6
sure.
years, 7 years prior. But yeah, about 13 to 1500 just for the tickets.
So I'm curious to know as well because, like you said, WrestleMania 33, it was still one night. Now we're into the post-COVID Mania,
Mhm.
where ever since then it's been a 2-night event, and generally I'm thinking if you're gonna go, you're gonna go both nights.
Mhm.
Like that's just in my mind what you would do. So is it like you have to? Okay, so here's your ticket's $500. Oh, but you want to go the next day? You got to cough up another $500.
So the biggest thing with WrestleMania tickets is you're going because it's WrestleMania. They're not
Mm.
you're going because they're WrestleMania. Oh no, if you're gonna buy them early, let me rephrase that. If you want to buy them like early, you're going just because you're going to WrestleMania. Some people hold out. I know some people hold out, wait till like the last week or something where prices are. We just talked about what they dropped this year's WrestleMania prices, ticket price down too. Some wait till last minute, some wait till a week. It just depends on you. If you want to go for just to be a WrestleMania, you buy them early. You get them early. You pay the price I did. If you want to wait for the card to be fully revealed, then there are people who do that as well and see if there's any inexpensive prices on stuff like, SeatGeek, StubHub, sites like that,
Mhm.
or wait till to see if the ticket prices drop, though he drops the ticket price on Ticketmaster. So that's what it comes down to. If you're more concerned with going because it's a WrestleMania or going because like the match card looks pretty good.
Right. Okay. So you get there. Let's talk about actually being at this event. Was there any significant difference from your experience being at 33?
Um, well, I mean, the difference is on night one, I didn't have. The difference is for night one, I didn't have somebody, a religious churchgoer, yell at all the crowd walking. So if I see him yelling, we're all going to hell because we love pro wrestling. And you know what's funny? It happened again at 41. Having at 41, I'll get to later, but like that was funny. And then he didn't show up Sunday, and we were like, oh, because he has to go to church. That's why he didn't
Yeah,
show
there
up
you go.
Sunday.
Yeah.
That's a big difference. No, the actual big difference was we were better planned out this time. The hotel we were staying at was not only right next to the airport, but we were 15 minutes out from where they were having it. It was perfect. So what we would do, so first night we went to a local taco joint and then walked all the way from there to SoFi, which was another 15. It was like a 15-minute walk. Night two, we just had them park a bit closer to SoFi Stadium and drop us off there. So we planned out better. We were close to the venue. We were close to we were like 10, 15 miles out for a bunch of different things, like
Yeah.
different things we wanted to do. Like at one point we got to see the Batman statue they had in Burbank, which was really cool. That was
Wow.
really dope. But like, yeah, so I made that the hotel spot initially because like we were like 10 to 15 minutes from everything we wanted to go to, including the WrestleMania itself. So that's what
Sweet.
we did. It was easier this time around because I knew what we were to expect.
Right, right. Yeah, you came prepared, definitely. Was it more of a hassle getting into it, though, considering, I mean, you're talking about 2 days versus one day. They always talk about the attendance, of course, they combine the 2 days, so it's hard to,
The bullcrap attendance records that
yeah,
aren't
yeah,
extreme accurate at all. Yeah. Um. Yeah. No. It wasn't difficult. We went or we got there early. The thing is, you're gonna get in no matter what. As long as you have a ticket, you're gonna get in. The catch is, if you want to get stuff like merch they have, exclusive merch you have there, you want to grab some food, you want to find your seat and get comfortable, you go there early. You go there early so that way you can stretch your feet a little before anything starts and like really get comfortable where you're at or buy merch and stuff like that. If you're going to go, you'll be fine. Like
yeah,
you'll be completely fine. Like if you're just going and get there like wait, half an hour before it starts, you're fine. Like if you're just there to watch the show, maybe grab food and drink later, you're fine. But if you're looking to like settle in, you gotta get there early.
yeah. All right, well, let's talk about the actual matches, the card, the show itself. What were your favorite moments?
Ooh, okay. So favorite moments. Okay, I will. I
'Cause
will
there's a
not
lot.
put Shane tearing a ligament as one of my favorite moments. It was one of the most WTF moments of the night. But no, favorite moments. The Seth Rogen's Logan Paul where he drags KSI to eat that frog splash was pretty dope. I thought that was very well done. I found it hilarious that John Cena loses a match and comes out to with a bunch of Make-A-Wish kids.
Yeah.
Um, that's so stupid. Oh my God. A lot of it's actually quality matches for the night one. Like for night one, it's a lot of quality matches, like a few good quality matches. And then night two had a few good really good matches, but it was another mix, like whatever. But favorite moments are like Snoop Dogg doing what Snoop Dogg does best, I guess.
Mhm.
Favorite moments, I'm trying to think. Man, it's just matches more than moments, if I'm being honest. Like, there's a
Yeah.
lot of great moments throughout the show throughout, but like, I think match wise, like, there was actually a lot of solid stuff on this card.
Yeah. There was a lot going on. And some not so good stuff. I remember the Brock versus Omos deal.
Oh God, that was bad.
I kind of compared that to, which I know that it's no comparison, so don't take this at face value or anything. But this year with Brock going up against Oba, I feel like that's what they
Mhm.
wanted the Brock and Omos confrontation to be at WrestleMania 39. It just didn't
Right.
happen.
Oh yeah, definitely.
So, I mean, what was your favorite match of this? Because there's a lot going on. I mean,
My
I'm looking at the card
God.
right now. Is it even possible to pick a
Wait.
favorite? You got a lot of stars here, a
Yeah.
lot of big time matches, a Hell in a Cell match on night
Think
two.
I think this was the year on my show we did like our first best of, like best end of the year best of, and
Mhm.
it was difficult. I was looking at the like my long list of favorite matches of the year, and I would say there was at least 3 matches from this card alone on there. Like,
Wow.
so
Yeah.
favorite, I'll go with my 3 favorite matches. Rhea Charlotte, yeah, there's easily debate that this could have main evented night one, but it was such a banger of a match. And this was the Charlotte, a lot of people like version of Charlotte too. And like she did great too. Rhea did amazingly. This was Rhea's true blue breakout moment considering what happened during the COVID era, where she lost the NXT Women's Championship to Charlotte and they did nothing with that. This was much better match overall because for one thing, there was an actual crowd.
Yeah.
Amazing match from bell to bell. Great stuff. Right person won. The main event night one, KO and Sammy versus the Usos, with KO rocking the PWG logo on his trunks as well. Great story. Love how it ended where Sammy just gave Jay like 3 straight hell of a kicks. Like amazing, absolute cinema there. The right person won, and Kevin and Sammy got their moments. And then I think the match that all three, me and my co-hosts agreed on was like easily, I think the debate, like the match of the Intercontinental title triple threat with
Oh,
Gunther, Drew, and Sheamus.
yeah.
Absolutely standout match between all 3 competitors. They just knew each other so well. Hard hitting match. And like I kind of only disappointed with that match was I wish somebody else won, but like great stuff, great stuff. Like those are
Yeah,
my 3
that
favorite matches on the card.
that was a great. The IC title was fantastic. I'm gonna have to agree with you on that one, for sure. Um, but the thing when I think of this WrestleMania, I think of Cody Rhodes losing at the
Yeah.
end of the night because
Oh.
it was.
Mm,
I would have bet anything. I would have bet money that he was going to walk out champion that night.
dude, I know. And you know what I found out recently was that it wasn't because I know the reports were like, oh, it was Vince. Vince changed this. Vince is no. Reportedly, recently it came out that Vince was pushing for Cody to win, but
Hmm.
you know who convinced him otherwise was Roman and Heyman.
Really?
It was apparently, look, you can look it up. This is just like reports, dirt sheet stuff, but like reportedly, when we say reportedly on our channel, we also mean kind of rumor, as well in that
Yeah.
same term. Reportedly, it was Roman and Heyman that convinced him otherwise to switch the outcome. And don't get me wrong, I think 40 delivered on that main event. But
Oh, for
I even
sure.
I even said in my reaction, I still wish they would have done this at 39. I still wish we would have done this at 39. Because I'll be honest, when Roman won, I got up and I told my brother, we're going. Like, we're going. I'm not. No, I told him, yeah. One day if you ever meet him, you'll ask him too. He got up and he told me, we're going. I'm just, no. Because he was recording too for a vlog for our channel. No, I told him, we're going. I can't.
But it totally sucked the air out of the place.
It sucked the air. I was walking by. There was a man dressed up in a full tuxedo with polka dots on the yellow polka dots on it. And I'm like, I'm sorry, man. I thought so too. I thought so too. Like it was bad. It was such a Hey, looking back at it now, it ultimately worked out in the end. But I still, even today, I still wish they would have just pulled the trigger then.
Yeah, what a long wait that was to get to 40 to finally get that moment. And you're right. I mean, it probably worked out better, but just, for us, waiting for WrestleMania to come, you want to see that big moment, and then it doesn't. It's like, oh, man, it's a different kind of feeling.
It sucked their life. It's like, I've learned over the years when, the air goes out of a room when they don't get the audience system to win. I've been there now multiple times to experience that, where it's simply just hits 3, crowd, the air's nobody is cheering. No, that was that night for me. That was that night.
Man.
Like, good Lord, man.
So WrestleMania 39, not the best way to end it, according to you and me and everybody there at SoFi, apparently. What are your final thoughts on this WrestleMania?
Okay. So I would overall, I still give this WrestleMania a high grade. I think I gave it in my grade overall, I think I gave it like an A-. Like, it's still WrestleMania. Like I said with 33, you're there for the entertainment factor and the entertainment factor alone. And if you get some great matches, guess what? That bumps up the grade more. And that's what this was. Not all matches delivered, but the matches that did were some of the best of the entire year. And that's saying something. 3 matches where you could easily say were like match of the year contenders from this show alone. With Rhea Charlotte, the tag title match, and the triple threat for the IC title. Like, delivered. So, and then there were still other entertaining shows they did. The multi-person men's and women's tag matches were entertaining. Snoop Dogg was stupidly ridiculous. The Hell in a Cell match was fine. I think what didn't help was that they had to stop it because Edge had to literally Finn Balor had to get staples in his skull. And it kind of took me out. It kind of took me out of the match. It was fun, but it's not the best Hell in a Cell match ever. That one would go to the Saudi Hell in a Cell match they did with Edge and Rollins. That was one of the better ones. Yeah, and then Bianca Asuka, I felt like could have gone just a little bit longer. I know it's 60 minutes and it was a good match. I feel like it could have just done a bit more to equal up to the night 1 match. I think night 2, night 1, I think what I thought overall was better than night 2.
You know what I think would have helped that Hell in a Cell match? It has nothing to do with the match itself. If Gangrel had been there.
I know.
Why wasn't Gangrel there? That entrance was fantastic.
They even put Brood Edge on the card too, and it's like, that's cool. He's in town this weekend, WWE, right?
Yeah. Yeah. And I heard that they were like, nobody remembers who Gangrel is. Like, what?
I always remember who Gangrel is because he's such a cool dude now. He's so chill nowadays.
Oh, man. Well, we're on to the next one then, Kristen. Let's talk about the next WrestleMania, the last WrestleMania you went to, last year's WrestleMania, the last WrestleMania anybody went to, WrestleMania 41. And this one was, of course, in Vegas.
Yes. So the reason for going for this one is brother related again. So, last year, last April, was my brother's 40th. He was turning the big 40. And I was like, WrestleMania is the weekend before. So unlike what I did with 39, my brother was involved with this. I'm like, look, let's do it. It's the weekend before your birthday. It's also ironically Easter weekend. So let's go. Let's do this. Like, cool, let's do this. So I grabbed my 2 wrestling buddies, my 2 co-hosts. I grabbed another friend, and so so if you're wondering the ticket price, good God, I wish we just paid. So what we did was you've heard of Affirm, right? Yeah, like Affirm, Klarna, So what I did was I used a Affirm plan. because I had really good like credit with them. So what I did was all of us split, and it was okay. So no, this was for 4 people. What was it? Yeah, me. No. Yeah, it's 4 people because one of my friends he got his own ticket. He was able to get his own and pay it off. So for 4 people for 2 nights, and these were nosebleeds. It was like so nosebleed. Yeah, it was nosebleeds, and we were on the like stage left of the entrance. Nosebleeds. I think if I'm right, was around $3,000. Was
Wow.
$3,000. 4 people,
Wow.
2 nights, nosebleeds. $3,000.
Oh my gosh.
So what we did was every month we would pay off another portion of the Affirm plan leading into WrestleMania. So by March, we were fully paid off of those tickets. We
Awesome,
got
yeah.
all paid off. Unfortunately, one of my friends bowed out, so I had to go. Well, I don't know anybody, so I asked 2 different places, and lo and behold, the person who responded said, "Yeah, I can help out with anything, get you around." Was Zelda Dungeon Editor-in-Chief Rod Lloyd.
Yes.
He came through because not only does he live in Cali and he's a quick drive over, like a couple hour drive over, but he had family lives in the Vegas area, the Nevada Vegas area. So like it was perfect. We're like awesome because he paid for a little bit if he could for the what was left of the tickets. It was the tickets or the hotel. I don't recall. No, it was a hotel. He paid for we made it a hotel. My friend who wasn't able to get it still agreed to pay the tickets off, and that's what we did. And we went and like so I guess a small plug here. As of this recording, nights 1 and 2 of our vlog for last year's WrestleMania are on the channel. We haven't yet gotten to the meat and potatoes with the night 1 and 2 of WrestleMania, but like it was cool. We flew to Vegas. One of my co-hosts lives in down the road from me in Orlando. One of them lives in the oh my god, he's gonna kill me if he sees this. I don't ever remember where he lives exactly. I believe he lives in the Mississippi area. I believe Mississippi and Missouri area. I don't remember.
Okay.
He's gonna kill me later. Because I always forget. And I'll say it on during a recording, a reaction recording, and you'll be like, "That's not where I live." I'm like, "I'm sorry, dude. Like, I don't go up there as often. So
Yeah.
like the closest I get up to there is my mom lives in like Fayetteville, Tennessee. So like that's it.
Oh.
No, but we all met with me in Vegas. We all did, and it was great. Night 1, me, one of my brother, and one of my co-hosts, we went to the TNA show they had down the road from the hotel called Unbreakable. One of the best hardcore matches I've ever seen live. Oh, like, dude, I put it to you this way: a man's tongue got stapled to a door.
Oh my god.
It was amazing. Look it up. TNA, if you ever get a chance, find it online. If they ever have it online, TNA Unbreakable 2025. Yeah, 2025. It's Mance Warner versus I think Sammy Callahan. It was a Sammy. I think it was Sammy or somebody else, but I think it was Sammy Callahan. It was a hardcore match, and they used everything. Barbed wire, doors, glass, like the whole shebang. You would love it. I think you will love it. If you love hardcore matches, it was one of my favorite matches of WrestleMania weekend. It was so great. It was so amazing. Hardys, I even got to see the Hardys compete. They were in like some nonchalant matches, tag matches as well. I got to see Joe Hendry live for the first time, and he's been great. Like, I remember that was Thursday. We didn't know. We had no idea what would happen. I think it's Sunday. Was it Sunday? Yeah, it was Sunday. We had no idea what happened Sunday because we thought, oh, that's cool. Because we were guessing for a little bit in the WrestleMania, we were guessing it was like going to be Nick Aldis or Rusev. Because by that point, Rusev was confirmed to be re-signing with WWE. So we're like, Nick Aldis finally gets in the ring or Rusev. One of those two. Because Nick Aldis was, building up. Anyways, so that's what we did like Thursday. We did that. It was great. Friday, our hotel was right around the corner from where they had their what they call now the WWE World at WrestleMania. It was just around the corner. We were walking distance, so we walked over. We got to go and we paid. We had to pay extra for these because they don't come with the ticket. We had to pay. I think for because we only paid for 2 of the. I think we paid for the weekend. We didn't pay any premium. I think for the entire weekend for the World WrestleMania was like $75. Which is not bad. Honestly, it's not bad.
No, it's not bad at all.
Because that what's great is the Superstore is separate, so you don't have to pay a ticket to go to the Superstore. But to experience all of it plus Superstore, it was like $75. So like they had like a giant banner there for thank you Cena, signing, signing like everybody sign it. And I was smart ass and put, hey Cena, we've always been able to see you, and sign my name. Uh, we saw that. There was the whole area promoting the 2K game came out that day where it has like a Roman Reigns kind of like fake statue and stuff like that. We did poses around that. They had a whole slew of all the different title belts they've done for like other companies like NFL, college football. They had all of them in like one row on display. It was
Wow.
insane. They had a section where you can come out to entrances. That's extra. We can come out to entrances.
I've seen that. I've seen videos of that. Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's extra, or like you can just get there early. You can do it, but there's always a long line, so we never did that. Pat McAfee set up his show there inside the world, and like I made it on camera, and I had a banner. I had like a small poster promoting like this NFL YouTuber I follow. So I helped promote him, and he found out about it. And he thought that was really cool. So like we got to see Pat McAfee like there. What else was there? They had the Hall of Fame costumes there. They did that I didn't bring that up with 39, but they had near the Staples Center. Damn it, I forgot to bring this up. So short aside for 39, they had the superstore there. It was right next to the LA convention where they always had E3. I got to visit where they had E3 for the first time.
Wow, that's cool.
That was cool.
That's
and
awesome.
At that superstar, and they did hit the world. So back to 41 is that like they had the costumes, all the Hall of Fame wrestlers. They had all the outfits left, right, and center for everybody. Like Triple H, they had Triple H inducted there, so they had some of his outfits, and they had a statue there, which I did a pose like, like stupid
The
stuff
Triple
like
H
that.
pose.
Yeah, they had everything's there. Travis Scott, the most hated rapper in all professional wrestling, had like merch there he was selling. They had stuff there where you can do your own personalized merch. Costs extra. You just pre-order it there at the Superstore. The Superstore itself was packed. Had a lot of great shirts where if you don't get it there, like I said about getting there early, if you don't get it early, you're not going to find your size. You're never going to find your size. So, because you know what happened? I bought a shirt there. I would later find out it was not the size I was expecting to get. It was like I'm a large, extra large. It was like a medium large.
Oh.
Like, no, it's not gonna work. But that was really cool. We did that. We would layer me up with Rod. So we would visit Fremont Street, which is my God, I have a reference to it for my Florida residents, but like it's basically just like a lit up version of New York City. Like some of it, like it's full of like smoke shops, like places to get booze. They actually have bars there in Fremont Street. Oh, Fremont Street. It's if you ever seen those movies where they go to that section of Vegas where it has the giant LED roof ceiling, that's Fremont Street.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay.
That is Fremont Street.
Okay.
So like they have like buffets there, smoke shops, open bars there. They had a bunch of performances happening there while we were there. They had a giant WrestleMania, I think, sign or title belt replica we took pictures in front of. And then like down at the end of Fremont Street. Have you ever seen Cool World?
No. I know what you're talking about, but I haven't seen it.
So the hotel in the third act, that's at the end of Fremont Street.
Okay.
It was so cool seeing that. But yeah, we walked through there. That was really cool. Like we got to see a bunch of stuff. Even before we like fully got to Fremont Street, we got to see somebody stand for like a pro wrestling indie show as well. We watched that for a little bit. And then we headed over, went through Fremont Street. And then Rod, in the smartest move he's ever made, said nobody, decided we're going to walk to the Neon Museum. So they have a museum in Vegas dedicated to old Las Vegas neon signs. And we decided to do a night tour because like they light them up if you go to the night museum thing. Mm-hmm. We walked. We shouldn't have walked. We walked through the most shady neighborhood in the world to get to a shortcut that led us to the museum. We took an Uber back. Let's put it that way. That was really cool. They had so many stories. Like one sign wasn't working anymore. The reason, it used to be part of a hotel. The guy didn't like the noise. They couldn't stop the noise of the sign. So he shot it.
Wow.
With a gun.
Okay.
He shot it with a gun. That was one of the stories. That was great. Then Saturday, okay, here we go. WrestleMania. Saturday, we did like a couple small things. We were across the street from the Westgate Hotel, the one Elvis did residency for. Like, walked around there for a bit. We did a little casino, because I promised myself, do a little bit of casino, while we're there, because we need to, because it's Vegas. We got to do a little bit.
Of course, you got to.
Because, like, hell, we did on Thursday night? The last thing we did was visit the Bellagio fountains, the ones that do the dancing.
Mhm.
That was really cool. Apparently, I have set times for that. We visited Vegas Strip. And, like, yeah, we went to Westgate. We visited, walked around there for a while. And then it got to the point where, like, you know what? Let's just go to WrestleMania. And so we drove over. It was Allegiant Stadium. So the other reason I did this was because not only just my birthday, but they are holding it in my brother's football team stadium. He has been Raiders since the day my mom introduced him to the Raiders. He's been a Raiders fan.
Oh,
So
wow.
that was the other reason we went, because it was his team stadium. His team stadium, and like we had to go to the Death Star. That's what they call it, the Death Star. They had to go to the Death Star, Allegiant Stadium. So that's what we did. We walked around. He got to see the Hall of Fame halls where they had all the iconic stars. They had the picture of Madden there. Like, they had the torch they light up for every game. You got to see that. It was so great. That's what we literally did. We got there early just to walk around. Just to watch my brother walk around, take a bunch of pictures. It was so great. He was so happy. Like, it was amazing. I think night one, he wore his Raiders jersey as well there. Like, he wanted to go. And that's the reason we want to go. Unfortunately, the Raiders merch store wasn't open that weekend, but like, he didn't care. He was there, and it was so timeless for him.
Yeah, awesome. It sounds like he had an absolute blast.
Yeah. We overall, getting into WrestleMania, before we get into it, it was we still enjoyed our time, even with that bullcrap night 2 ending. 2 years in a row, 2 years of WrestleMania is going to in a row. Bullcrap night 2 ending.
Yeah, that's a heck of a streak to be on.
Yeah.
So let's get to WrestleMania, man. You get there, the show starts. I think the first match was the world title match between Jey Uso and Gunther.
Yes.
Right? Jey Uso had won the Rumble. And so here you are. Jey Uso and Gunther. What'd you think of that one?
Okay, so Jey Uso, Gunther. Another fun fact. Raw didn't want to eat. Raw didn't eat. Rod didn't eat. Rod didn't eat at all. He was not. No, I'll give props to Rod. The Rod knew what he was there for, and that was for the wrestling. Because we discussed it during the weekends both nights. We discussed what we liked and didn't like about the shows, and props to him, because eventually now I'm tired of Jey Uso's leading as well. So.
Oh yeah.
But the match was whatever. Like, it was obvious they're gonna let Jey win over Gunther. I just hated the finish. I really did. Where like he got him on a chokehold. Like, out of everything, Gunther, a technician, ring general, he loses to
got took out by a sleeper. I think he got sleepered, yeah.
Like, it was so stupid. Like, I'm happy. At the time, I'm happy Jey won, because I'm like, cool, they're going to experiment. Unfortunately, experiment didn't work, but like, hey, cool, they experimented with it, and it didn't work, and they eventually just gave Gunther the title back. Yeah, no, like, it was fine. The finish was crap.
Yeah. I'm in the same boat, man. I thought that was sort of, like you've mentioned before, an experiment. It's like, and plus you get the WrestleMania moment. He gets his WrestleMania moment and whatever, but I never really bought Jey as champion. And yeah, I'm kind of with you on that. What were your favorite moments?
Favorite moments? Obviously I hinted at before. Was it Joe Hendry being Randy Orton's surprise opponent? One of my co-hosts, the reason we do TNA wrestling pay-per-view reactions is he is the only TNA fan I know. And I'm not even kidding. He's the only truly big TNA fan I know. So when Joe Hendry's music, I have it on my YouTube shorts. I recorded some big moments. So like, I can tell him right off. Jey winning was a bit of a shock. Like I said, Joe Hendry showing up was absolutely mind-blowing, because I was not expecting that. Even though I knew going in that like WWE and TNA were slowly forming that partnership together.
Yeah.
Like, him showing up was such an amazing moment. I know, like, I've seen that guy since he was doing indies. I've never watched this back and forth, but I've seen that guy when he was a face, when he was a heel, and when he came up with this amazing music gimmick, like, and he just built it from there. And like, I was so happy when he got TNA, happy when he became TNA World Champion, and then showing up his first WrestleMania. not even signed to WWE at first WrestleMania. I thought that was timeless. Becky coming back was a nice surprise. Everybody called that.
Oh yeah.
Dom winning the IC title surprised me, honestly. I think at the time I had what was it? Let's see. I think I had Penta winning. Was my pick at the time. Was Penta winning it? That was a nice surprise. Oh, another moment. Oh, another moment when we get there. Oh yeah, WWE bought AAA. Like, what?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, that was another moment that shocked the crap out of me. But you can tell Andrade was not happy about that. um, that was good. Becky showing up returning was pretty cool. You know what? People hated it, but I loved the Fatal Fury promo in the smack dab center of the wrestling ring.
Hey,
Loved it. Loved
yes.
it. So much props to that. I follow some fighting game community guys online, so I saw that. I'm like, holy crap! It's in the center of the goddamn ring for WrestleMania. That is insane. That's insane.
Wasn't that City of the Wolves?
Yes, that was the newest one that's out right now. Yeah,
that was the sequel. Hey, side note, Garu Mao is like one of the best fighting games ever. The original Garu Mao, love it. So I was really excited about this one coming out.
I have a quick aside too. There was an NXT takeover sponsored by Kingdom Hearts 3.
Wow.
It is out there. There was a takeover sponsored by Kingdom Hearts 3. I'm like, I'm watching takeover. I'm like, wait, Kingdom Hearts? No. Okay. But favorite moments here, let me see. Yeah, I think that's about sorry, appreciate approach it. I love the Doom outfit, the Doom stuff, I loved what was it, Living Color playing Cult of Personality. That was really dope. Let's see. I thought, you know what? It's funny, we talked crap before about Jade Cargill before we started recording. I thought she had one of the best spots of the night where because Naomi's going for, I guess, one of her finishers, grabs her, like picks her up, then jump spins her around to do her finisher. That was one of my favorite moments of the both nights. Holy, that's where I'm like, part of me is like, well, maybe there is something with Jade Cargill.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, now the answer is no. No, there is not. I thought Stratton's entrance with the Barbie dolls was really cool because she's always been considered, she says she's been considered muscle Barbie. So she got to do her Barbie entrance.
Yeah, she comes out of the box herself and stuff. Yeah, that was awesome.
Oh, and before I forget, Stone Cold almost murdering the front row. Stone Cold almost murdering the front row. Wow, we're like
right into the barricade.
Luckily everyone was fine, but good. But there was so many like I said, this show overall was great. It just didn't stick the landing with the Night 2 main event.
The Night 2 main event, of course, was John Cena and Cody Rhodes for the undisputed WWE title.
Yeah.
This was heel Cena. And what everybody, I think, wanted to see for a long time was heel Cena. Everybody he needs to turn heel, He finally did, and everyone hated it.
Yeah.
And it wasn't a good match.
It
wasn't a good match.
Yeah. No, it wasn't a good match. I guess we can talk about it. Yeah, it wasn't a good match. Okay, so I'll tell you from our perspective, from live perspective. So we're all sitting there, and they count to 3, and we're like, no way, that's the end. We literally are going, no way, that's it. All of us, Brad included, no way, that's the end. And we are sitting, everybody's leaving. We're sitting there going, no, wait, Nick Aldis will come out. Nick Aldis, Adam Pearce will come out going, no, restart the match. The match. No, we are sitting there. And we don't leave until he is backstage. So Cena is backstage. We don't leave because we're like, no, wait, that can be the fuck. And then after that, we're walking we go, that is the stupidest thing I've ever seen. Stupidest thing. You have Travis Scott. 90% of this match is Travis Scott. That's what it felt like to us. Travis Scott was 90% of this match. Did nothing, contributed nothing. Turns out the only reason he dipped out, he wasn't like Jelly Roll or not Jelly Roll or Pat McAfee. He wasn't willing to put in the work. So whatever to that guy, but he sucked here. He sucked. It was no point to him. Cena low blowing. If this match was 15 minutes, because we know John Cena can't go forever, but if this match was maybe 15 minutes. No Travis Scott, ultimately Cena picks up the win, I would have been fine with it. I would have wanted The Rock, but I would have been fine with it. But no Rock, Travis Scott instead, most bullcrap finish in the world. No, it destroyed me. It wasn't like 39 where I told you I got up and left. No, we stood there like, no way, this is the flipping ending, and it was the flipping ending.
This has been a theme. I'm sure you've noticed, but every WrestleMania that you've been to has had a disappointing ending.
I know, right? I noticed that last year. It was funny. I think it was we were. Oh, yeah, that was the funny thing was I'm sitting there. I'm like, I think on the flight back or waiting for, I'm thinking, I can't catch. I told her I can't catch a break. Like there was it 33 had the bullcrap Taker Reigns ending.
Yep.
39 had Cody not winning, and this one had Cena winning. Which you know what, I wouldn't have minded Cena winning. I was, that crowd sucked. That crowd was Cena-ing so hard and Cody-ing so badly. You know,
Yeah.
just so god awful, and just like it keeps going. So now I'm afraid. Now I'm afraid that they're gonna have the moment I want to go to, but it's gonna be in Saudi Arabia, and I don't want to go to Saudi Arabia next year.
I don't
Like
I don't even know if we'll have Saudi Arabia next year the way things are going. I'm not
yeah,
sure that
but
that's
watch.
probably not a good idea. But
You know what's gonna be irony? It's either gonna be back in Vegas for a third year in a row,
oh
or they're
no,
gonna
please.
they're gonna let New Orleans do it. Finally do it. They're gonna let New
They
Orleans finally do it, and
they
still have
should
New
have
Orleans host Money in Bank this year.
they should have let New Orleans have it this year. I mean, whatever. I think that it was a mistake going back to Vegas, but that's maybe besides the point. WWE, they love money, so I think that's what it came down to. Probably, yeah. It's all about the money. So that was just I enjoyed WrestleMania last year, but yeah, the ending was kind of flat. And apparently, if you attend a WrestleMania, if Kristen attends a WrestleMania, prepare to be disappointed by the end of the
Don't
night.
go.
I think he's
If
cursed.
you hear I'm going to WrestleMania, save some money, go home, buy like a big jumbo, rent a jumbo like TV, get some friends over, watch in the backyard, because you will be more entertained with your friends there than you will be if I go. Just saying,
that'll
go.
be a thing where it'll be like Slick Vic's picks on the regular Wrestling with Power show. Well, Kristen's there this year, so the ending has to go the other way. That's going to be a point of contention right there, I think.
Oh my goodness. Yeah. Yeah. No, it was still overall. You could. Yeah, it was still overall. I think I enjoyed both nights. I think
Mhm.
we all, me, Rod, and my co-host agree. Like night one had the better main event, and the bottom card was all right. Night two had the better overall card, but obviously the night two main event sucked.
Yeah, yeah. So, what would you say has been your favorite WrestleMania that you've been to out of all three of these?
That's that's difficult. Like all of them have their bright spots. 33, just my first one. 39 was the redemption for the Tampa WrestleMania not happening. And like I didn't bring up like 41 was all the great moments I had with my brother, my friend, my co-host, Rod, my friends. Like it was so great. I didn't bring that up. I want to bring up one more thing on 41. We're waiting at the airport gate. We're talking WrestleMania. And this old lady is next to us going, "Are you talking about WrestleMania?" I'm like, "Yeah, sure, we're talking about yeah." It turns out, I am not kidding. She is the sister of IRS.
I remember that picture. I remember when you put
remember
that
the
picture up on Facebook. Yeah,
Yeah. It
yeah.
was it was the sister of IRS, the aunt of Bray and Bo.
Wow, yeah, I remember
Yeah.
that.
And
That was awesome.
yeah, because she was there, obviously visiting them because they were in town and stuff. Because IRS is still technically a backstage producer for WWE, and like,
Yeah,
I got to enjoy it. But see, that's another thing. Like I said, it's hard to pick one because like they all have their bright spots. Yeah,
right.
I'm cursed and I'm never gonna get a main event I go to for WrestleMania to have the right person who I want to win. But like, you know what? Like they all have their bright spots. 33 was my first. 39 was just first time with my brother, and 41 was just a great birthday gift for my brother.
Yeah,
Like, and I enjoyed
and all
all
and,
three.
and all
But
the friends and people that you were with there and everything really sounds like 41. I would have thought 41 took the cake here, but yeah, you're right. I mean, there's special things about each one of them, and it's great hearing these stories because you get a better perspective of it's a whole experience. It's not just that one being there. It's everything before, after,
But
not just the during.
But you have put me on spot. I will go with just WrestleManias. So we're just going to go with just the WrestleMania experiences, 33, 39, 41. I would say, oh, man, 41. Honestly, no, because 41, because 39, by the time we got to WrestleMania 39, we had started our wrestling show, and my co-host couldn't make it with us, because
Mhm.
obviously it's tickets were arm and a leg, and so they stayed behind, they did reactions and stuff, and I've always done stuff for my brother wrestling wise. I went to a Royal Rumble because of him. We went to 2 Royal Rumbles together. We've gone to a bunch of AEW shows. We've gone to at least 2 AEW pay-per-views. We got everything together. And so it's really cool because he's one my pro wrestling buddy. But to have everybody there, and Rod as a bonus, I've never met the man in person until that weekend. Just it was such a great time. I think
Mhm.
41 was great. Yeah, the ending sucked bad of night 2, but overall the show was great. It was very entertaining. I got the experience of all my closest wrestling buddies. I got to try out In and Out first time. And you know what's funny too? That same week, 3 days prior, my friend hooked me up. You know Epic Universe, the
Yeah.
Universal.
Yeah.
3 days because my friend works for Universal. He hooked me up with a preview pass, and we got to go to Epic Universe 3 days prior to me
Awesome.
going to WrestleMania.
Yeah.
So if you see an article there on Zelda Dungeon about the murals of Zelda, that was me that recorded that footage because I got to go. It was 3 days before, and I could barely spend any money because I was going to WrestleMania 3 days later. So but no, WrestleMania 41 all I think will be my all-time favorite because I got to experience it with all my friends, all my close wrestling friends, my brother. It was a great birthday gift. It was a great time. I had to choose 41, but all of them easily hold a special memory to me.
Yeah. Yeah. And it definitely sounds like it was just awesome to be there. I'm
Yeah.
incredibly envious right now because, like I said, I wanted to sit here and ask you about your memories of WrestleMania. I've never talked to anybody in depth about going to WrestleMania, and I've never been myself. Hopefully, I get to go someday, but
Yeah.
I may have to mortgage my house or something.
At
Who
least
knows?
wait 2 years till 44. Till
Yeah, yeah,
44.
but yeah, we did definitely not going next year. But
Definitely not.
awesome, man. Well, I thank you so much for being here with me today and
Happy to be a
sharing.
part of it. I've told you since day one, since the first time, I was like, dude, let me on. I will be great. I'll be a great special guest. I am just
Yeah,
props to you and Vic. I think this is a great podcasting you guys been running. I've admitted to you
thank you.
before we recorded, I have not watched every single episode. I've been I'm very bit behind, but I love the vibes you guys bring with just the back and forth. It's why I started our wrestling, little wrestling show on our channel because just have that back and forth with good friends, wrestling buddies. It's so timeless. So props to you and Vic.
Well, thank you very much, man. I definitely appreciate that. I'm sure Vic will also appreciate that when he gets around to seeing this. And thank you for sharing your memories of Mania with us here today. Now, I want to give you the opportunity, and as you've mentioned throughout the episode several times, your podcast, your vlogs, and things that you do, your YouTube channel. Tell everybody out there where they can find you, all of your socials, everything you got. Give it to us.
Yeah, I do the outros for all this stuff on the channel, so this should be easy. So once again, my name is Kristen. I run once again, I run a YouTube channel with my brother called Super Reaction Bros. If you want, you can help us. We are less than 33 subscribers away from 10,000 subscribers, and we are right there. If you can help us out, if you see this, subscribe. If you haven't yet, comment, share, subscribe. We mean it. We do trailer reactions. We do TV show reactions. We do the occasional viral videos. I do, like I said, you can always check me out with 1, 2, 3 wrestling right here on the channel. Right here. I see, like I said, right here on the channel. So used to it's already ingrained in me. Right on our YouTube channel. So you can follow us at youtube.com/Super Reaction Bros. It's myself, it's my brother Christopher, and my co-host, who I've not named, but Mo Brothers and Nick Slade are my wrestling buddies for 1, 2, 3 wrestling. That's how we do it there. You can check that out. We do all WWE pay-per-views. We do the we do all the WWE pay-per-views. We do the big 4 TNA pay-per-views. That's the agreement I came to with my buddy Nick. He's a TNA fan. There are 4 big pay-per-views, and occasionally, we also do New Japan every January. We do New Japan once a year. We do Wrestle Kingdom. So yeah, check that out. That's all there. Super Reaction Bros. Was it Facebook Super Reaction? I think it's at Super Reaction Bros or at Super Reaction Bros. Twitter. I still call it Twitter. I don't care. Twitter, it's at Super React Bros. BlueSky, it's at Super Reaction Bros as well. And we're on Instagram as well. Check us out at Super Reaction Bros there as well. I think that's all I got. Oh, and also, I brought it up before, I am a writer for Zelda Dungeon. So if you haven't yet, check out one of the best sites to go to for all your Zelda news, zeldadungeon.net. All kinds of great stuff. And I'm also a writer. No, I haven't written anything for a while. I'm also a writer for Dungeon Runners, which is a new sister site to Zelda, sister group to Zelda Dungeon, more or less, where we talk about Zelda speed. We are part of the Zelda speedrunning community, so check that out as well. We're working on getting our stuff fully up and running for Dungeon Runners, but stay tuned for that. It's going to be great. I'm trying to think of anything else off the top of my dome. I got check out my Zelia's arc for Zelda Dungeon. I got to go to a Zelda themed local concert. My friend threw, where there was a bunch of Zelda music. It was called Legendary. It was cool. I even got to interview the bands that were going to be there, which was amazing. The show was great. I have my impressions article there, interviews with the owner and host. Check that out. That's all I got. My throat is really sore now because I've shilled to the best of my shilling abilities, but definitely check out these guys' stuff. These guys are amazing. They're great stuff. They deserve all the viewers in the world. And you guys do the crystal ball thing, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Yes. Stay tuned because that crystal ball could go either way, guys. So
you never know with the crystal ball how it's going to take, what direction it's going to take Vic in. We actually had Slick Vic's picks, and I did my own picks on our most recent episode. What did we talk? What happens in Vegas? That's what we titled the most recent episode. And of course, you know where you can find us. But thank you very much, Kristen. It's been a while. I didn't mention this, but Kristen and I go way back. We met at these. He mentioned Zelda Dungeon at the Zelda Dungeon Marathon back in 2018.
The same Power Ranger shirt. Yeah.
Yes, we had
powers.
The same. Awesome, the Mega Powers. But thank you again, sir, for joining me today and sharing your memories of Mania. Thank you so much.
It was happy to share them with the world. So,
and I wish you and everyone else out there to stay powerful.
And I don't have a catchphrase for our show, but this has been a very Kristen-filled episode of Wrestling with Power. So
Kristen-filled and Super React Bros. Remember, Super Reaction Bros.
Hell yeah.
All right, we'll see you guys later. Thank you.
Later.